Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai, haere mai. Welcome to the conclusion of the 2025 IIHF Division 2 Group B Women's Ice Hockey World Championships. It's not only the last day, but the last game coming up. It's a big one. There's ramifications for both teams. But before we get into discussions about that, let's talk about what happened earlier in the day. We've got the first game, which is Hong Kong, China versus Ukraine.
Yes, it was. Kia ora whānau, welcome. Ko Ian tōku ingoa. Yes, Ukraine, they got up, and by quite a lot, they outscored their opposition by 5, and it was 10 goals to 2 in that game. So that was unfortunate for Hong Kong, China, but Ukraine really showing well here at the end of their tournament.
Yeah, and that win puts Ukraine in the silver medal spot just at the moment. Still a game to play, so it's not something that's guaranteed or anything like that. But it also puts Hong Kong, China, unfortunately, in the relegation zone if Türkiye can get a win tonight.
There you are. Yeah,
very good. And the game before now, this game tonight, we had Australia versus Belgium. Matt, how did that go?
As predictable, Australia just walked in and took care of business and locked up first place. I think the final was 6-2, is that right?
6-0.
6-0,
no,
that's right.
6-0.
It was
6-0.
We were really just kind of watching the shot count. They were just dominating in their performance, and Australia putting up another win and guaranteeing first place, winning the championship.
Winning the gold medal, yeah.
And they'll be back out here after this game to accept their medals. And, the miracle that New Zealand needed just didn't – the first step didn't happen. So tonight we'll be seeing New Zealand play for second place in this, looking for the result here.
Yeah, so a good clean sweep for the Australian team, guaranteeing them the gold. I forgot to mention that I'm Matt Whiffen, this is Ian Wanamaker, and Matt Chavez, of course. He'll be taking the analyst role tonight, and Ian Wanamaker will be doing the play-by-play to finish off the tournament, which is, as we come into a close, it feels a little bit sad. It's been a week of highlights, fantastic games, and feels a bit weird that it's all coming to an end, and you guys are going to be leaving town.
Hey, well, look, Otipoti Dunedin has put on an absolute show for not just ourselves, but everybody here. And we need to thank an awful lot of people. We're not going to thank all of them right now, but it would be a shame not to mention all of that mahi that they put into this. It's been absolutely incredible, and it's such a privilege to be a part of. So I hope you enjoy the live stream broadcast as much as we love yakking at what we see and what you see. And we're very pleased to be able to do that.
Right, before we go any further and talk about the game coming up soon, let's have a look at the highlights from last night's game, New Zealand versus Australia.
And Kalinick jumps in and gets that face-off, but that goes back to the Australians and turned back over to New Zealand. And Australia with a 2-on-3 shot, and that's kicked aside. Pass across the ice. Horner-Pascoe with it. Horner-Pascoe with the move. Horner-Pascoe looking to get rid of it. That's going to go into the corner. Pass low. Nobody on whoever that is back there. That was somebody lost Sharna Godfrey behind the cage there. And it's New Zealand getting away with one with a good save by Harrison.
Yeah, Sharna Godfrey, one of the last players you want to leave alone in front of the net.
Salmons gets it to Arps, who cross-ice pass into the dot, shot. And Harrison flashing the leather to make sure that they know this one was safe. There's a pass forward, and that gets just by Hollier. And Salmon's not able to really do anything with it, and that is the buzzer. Guys, I'm out of breath, and that was 20 minutes. And it's a shot in front. Rebound, and it was a shot from Blong. That's a dangerous one. She's going to get it back up the right side. Out to center, the blue line. Long shot and a goal!
Yes, they've called it. I thought there might have been a high stick, but it's in.
That is a deflection, and I believe it was Judy Heal's stick. We'll have to see. No, not Judy Heal. It was Horner-Pascoe, potentially. We'll have to take a look.
She might not have got anything on it, because it just seemed like a bit of a floater.
Well, their zone's a little bit upset here, and that's passed around, and a good chance for Australia, but they just couldn't get the backhand on it. New Zealand sweeping it out, doesn't get as far as the blue line, held up high, Venus with it, shot, that goes off of Harrison's mask and in the net. 1-1 the score, Australia tie it up.
Scoring on the power play. Australia doing a really good job of moving that puck around, and they've been firing pucks hard on net. These are hard shots and a lot of rebounds coming out there from Grace Harrison as well.
1-1 here. 10 minutes left in period number 2.
Australia winning another face-off. They take the puck forward with momentum, 2-on-2 and a break, and a shot and a goal. They score again. That is Aparicio with a goal right off the face-off. 2-1 the score. Australia taking and seizing the momentum. Horner Pascoe looking for it. She's going to take it all on her own. Going up the right side, quick move, and a backhanded shot in front. It was given up on a rebound, and that comes off the goal. Drops it back to Julian. Julian at the point. Lots of room. Takes it in and shoots and scores. Julian given all sorts of room, going right up the slot. Gets a lot of time. Takes a shot and hits the upper right corner to make it 3-1 Australia. Tehema going up the right side. That's deflected out. Blong with a 1-on-2 here. She's going to skate up and go the right side. She's got Abby Heel looking with it. Shot and goal! Backhander on her own, and Blong makes it 3-2. New Zealand gets one back.
Another individual effort that really has lifted this crowd up, as all the way from her own zone, looking initially as a 1-on-2, cutting back and forth, using Heel as potential passing option, and then gets it to the forehand and puts it right home.
And everybody looking up, seeing if they make the move. Horner Pascoe with it, takes it in the zone. Harrison still in net. Horner Pascoe walking through the slot. Horner Pascoe with a shot. Deflected, a goal! It's a goal! 3-3 the score! Just a bad bounce. King didn't see it. And as that gets deflected, sure enough, it trickles into the empty net side. And 3-3 the score. Pandemonium in Dunedin.
Do not go anywhere, Fana. Wow, we've got a tied hockey game, minute and a half left. This is gold medal stuff.
King's got it. Australia's going to run out of time here. And that is the horn. Guys, 3-3 overtime. New Zealand, bodies up front. Dabaso leaves it off for Killenik. Shot, and that's knocked away by Harrison. She's surveying, sends it left. And that's behind, it goes back through the crease. A couple of scrambles through it. And Harrison jumps on top of it.
Richmond with a good block.
Killenik to Dabaso up high. No pressure, long shot. And Harrison with a stop in the save. Blocked. Julian scores. Oh, and she just gets saved. King does it. Australia with the win.
Well, that game, an absolute barn burner last night, wasn't it? Came down to just an inch on a shootout goal from Jasmine Horner-Pascoe. Hit the post, didn't get the job done. Australia come away with the spoils, and tonight got the gold.
Sometimes that's how hockey goes. Unfortunately, with IIHF and the rulings that we go to shootouts, and that has been the decider, and that was a step for Australia. They were on the other side of it last year when they had lost to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in a 2-1 shootout loss in Istanbul, Turkey. So they have reversed that trend for the past couple of years. So that's really pleasing to see for Australia, taking a step forward in that direction and also securing gold. Big props to them. They have earned it.
Yeah, and now they've got the promotion up to Division 2, Division 1, Group B.
No, 2. Division 2A.
2A.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you for clearing that up. Groups and B's and A's and C's. I'm not sure what's going on. But so we've got a big game tonight. Final game of the tournament. New Zealand versus Türkiye. Matt, talk us about the scenarios for these two teams. Say, take a look at the points table as well. Were you doing that?
Right. Yeah, we can get the points table up here. There it is. I think the only thing that has to happen here for New Zealand to take second place in the tournament is that they have to get to overtime. Anything that or better, and they take second place because they have the tiebreaker with Ukraine. So 1 point will do it for them, and that is an overtime or shootout loss or better. Any win, obviously, will get them second place, but that's as high as they can go. Ukraine would be hoping, in this case, for a loss by New Zealand. If that happens, Ukraine gets second place. Türkiye, they're in a precarious position here. Maybe I can find out from it. Well, I'll tell you what, if we go to overtime, we'll talk about this. Türkiye needs a win here to make sure that they do not get relegated. Hong Kong, China, with the 3 points at this point, they're up. They stay up unless Türkiye pulls off what would be considered an upset here and gets the win.
Yeah, they can do that with either an overtime win or a regulation win, being that they're only 1 point behind. So 2 points for the overtime win would get them onto 4, and therefore alleviating that relegation.
And do you have the tiebreaker on that Hong Kong Turkey?
Yes, we do. Hong Kong China has beaten Turkey yesterday 4-2. So head-to-head, that would put Hong Kong China above.
Right. So Hong Kong China is
head-to-head.
Has the head-to-head. So Türkiye
has
must
to have a win. That's right.
In any form, must win in order to stay in the division.
That's right. To avoid their relegation.
All right, looking at the preview of the two teams there, New Zealand versus Türkiye. Rankings, Türkiye have the advantage here, 29th on the IIHF rankings. New Zealand 33rd. They can move up here with a win. There's some funny ramifications there. Let's not talk about that too much. Interesting result. Türkiye got their very first win against New Zealand in the Women's World Championships last year, a 2-1 victory for them in I believe that was in Turkey last year as well.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so some great achievements there too with Jasmine Horner-Pascoe, 33 games played and equaling 33 points, so a point per game at the international level. That is wonderful achievement. As we'll go into the starting lineups.
Yeah, let's get those starting lineups out there. We've got New Zealand starting Lachlan Hyde in goal for the second time this tournament, and at the back Rachel Richmond and Caitlin Holyer get the start on defense. Helen Murray will be centering Samantha Haywood and Alex Hefford, and there's your starting lineup for New Zealand.
Bit of a nod of the cap too of Helen Murray getting the start, as could be one of her last tournaments, I believe. And we have for Team Türkiye, starting goaltender is number 20, Erva Kanat, and up front in the middle, we have number 17, Savas. On the left side, we have Bu Yukda, and number 23, Tai Ya. And on the defending side, we've got number 4, Yavuz, and number 13, Aboz Bey. And that is coached by Andrei Kunyakov for Team Türkiye.
And I'll go ahead and say the unwritten thing here. We're going to try our very best with the names, and it won't be perfect, but we have put a lot of effort in to try to get these right. So, Ian, I know you've been studying, so I'm going to give you a lot of credit already for what you've done. Let's hope that it works out, but no matter what happens, that is yeoman's work that you've done already, so congratulations.
Many thanks,
for that.
Matt, as I feel very privileged in between two Matts here. We're going to get started dropping the puck here tonight.
Sandwich.
Wow. Here we go. Last game of this IIHF tournament, Women's World Championships. Ice hockey coming at you. Otipoti Dunedin, Aotearoa, New Zealand. Murray lining up against Kayar and Team Türkiye win the faceoff. They have it first, get inside the New Zealand zone. Pass in front, backhanded just outside of Lachlan Hyde's crease. On it first is Buyukda. The captain passes up to the point to Yavuz. Back down low. Doesn't reach them. Players battle behind the net. Team New Zealand coming away with it now. Murray getting harassed. Stick lift there. Turkey with a one-time shot. Easily handled by Lachlan Hyde. Sent to the side. Good rebound control by Lachlan. Team New Zealand looking to get it out of the zone. Breaking out of there is Alex Hefford. Gets over the line. Takes a nice wrist shot. Oh, right over the net. The goalkeeper went for it with the glove, but missed. And Helen Murray elects to center it and go for a change. Judy Hill is there. Can't get it. Bosbey over D partner, Yavuz. Good passing from Team Turkey. That's Badja. Has it taken away. Horner Pasco. Great pass to the middle. Nelson with it. 3 Türkiye players on top of her. Gets dispossessed. Turkey electing to rim it around on the sideboard. Not out of the zone yet. Now they clear. Bit of a 2-on-1 shaping up with Malari chasing back. Wrist shot. Steered off the glass and out of harm's way from the net area by Hyde. That's Lily sending it up the wall. Given to Türkiye. Bit of a giveaway again. Howard Pasco on it. Goes around, looking up ice. Does a spin move, stops it up. Goes to the point. That's Blong. Elects to go back down that left side. Kind of mishandles it. And Team Türkiye, ooze, sends it up the middle. All the way up to Badja. Gets taken away nicely from Jones. Blong with it now. 3-on-3. Goes to that right-hand side. Stick handling with it, keeping control. Pass to the middle, looking to a one-timer, and it's a wobble shot. Deflected down, but not onto the net. It was hit away. Team Türkiye breaking up the wall now. Lul Das gets to the wing, gets inside the zone. That's San Yuva. Gets poke checked by Abby Hill. Still with it, up the boards to the side. Türkiye trying to get it through. That's blocked by Blong. Jones has it on the wall. Was off the boards. Players do like a little bit of a stick stab at it. Bouncing puck. Jones battles for it in the corner. 2 Kiwis, 1 Türkiye player. Türkiye player had it for a moment, gets it taken away. Good defending by Team New Zealand. Jones has it, looking for an option, goes up the middle. Gives it to Katja Blong. Katja Blong skates it by herself. Goes to the top, gives it to Mills. Mills can't get a clean shot away. Team Türkiye holding firm. That's Hope Gregory. Team New Zealand assistant captain on the backhand. Can't get it through a player's skates. Team New Zealand kind of running into each other there. Team Türkiye getting through the zone. Hassled by Shields. To the middle, but broken up by Rachel Richmond. That's Yavuz pinching in from the point. Has it in the corner. Looking to come in front of the net. Passes up top to Senjan. Not yet cleared. Türkiye keeping the puck inside the zone, guys. Lots of time between whistles here at this point. Good sequence of play. Bit of a change. Aaron Stick. Türkiye has it poke checked away nicely there by Caitlin Hollier. And Shields goes back to retrieve. Pass up the wall. Over to Samantha Hayward. Shields calls for it, gets it. Cuts in the middle. Makes a play at the blue line. Again, not holding onto the puck very clean. Team New Zealand give it away. Shot there. Bit of a deceptive one by Savas. Right over top of the net. Good hard shot. But we've seen that twice now, and every time the shot has gone over the net, it's been given to the other team, and they break away. Good poke check there by Rebecca Lilly as Guksal has it taken away. Now Hayden Cross just has it dispossessed from her. Kept in by Türkiye. Pass in the middle, shot, and that just goes wide. Team New Zealand. Back behind the net. Lilly backhands it up the boards. And Team New Zealand clear. Alex Heffer now gives it over to Murray. Instantly taken away by Team Türkiye with good stick lifts. Team Türkiye looking for a big outlet. That is well read, though, by Abby Heel. Stepping on that Aaron Stick was Jones. Gets the puck still out of the zone. Did well to maintain possession with the puck.
Very good recovery there after falling over and almost having a turnover on that blue line. Solid 5.5 minutes here of play without a whistle.
It's just, yeah, it keeps on, keep on, keep it on. That's what's happening. Bit of a pass right to the defender, and Team Türkiye, Badja, backhands it in, gets hit arrest by Jones, and Team New Zealand goes back to pick it up. Bit of a dump, but no chase, and Team New Zealand collecting. Pass up to Judy Heel, sends it down deep. Gets it back herself. Pass in front. Nice redirect there by Horner Pasco, forcing cannot to make a save. Nelson from the far distance taking a wrist shot. That goes wide. Pass Türkiye up the middle. 1 against 3. Wrist shot from a distance. Hyde gloves that. Not sure if that was on target or not. May not be registered as a shot on that. Malari hustles down on that puck. Puts it in. That's steered away by Kanat. Still with it now, Malari. Good stick handling behind the net. Looking for options. Passes up top. Wrist shot from the point. That's blocked by a skate. Hollier pinches in. Hollier with it. Goes around the nets. Team New Zealand waiting in front, looking for a pass. There it is. Pass in is tipped. Battle. Puck still there. Malari with it. Battle ensues in the corner, and Team Türkiye looking to break it through. Sejan gets it taken away by Blong. Again, a bit of back and forth with the puck. Hansen has it. Gets that taken away, but then recovered really well. That's Mills pinching. Blong with it. Does a spinorama pass to Hansen. Hansen looking down low. Gets that shot on net. Kind of like a short pass. Tayar has it in the sideboards. Goes right across the middle to Savas.
That was very close to too many men.
Nice wrist shot by Savas and gloved in, saved by Lachlan Hyde.
Well, guys, I think I can figure out exactly what Türkiye's strategy is. It's number 17, Savas.
Just give them the puck.
If Savas has the puck, she's going to shoot it. If she doesn't have the puck, they're trying to get it to her. She's leading Türkiye by leaps and bounds in shots.
29 shots already.
And they're not changing it. Yeah, 2 more already today. She's going to sit over there on that right point, wait for the puck, and the offense goes through her.
Speaking of which, has it. Kind of looking for a player to pass to, but given over to Gabby Mills. And Mills comes away with it, goes through neutral zone to Shields, who puts it in Türkiye's zone, forcing Savas to go back to it. Off the wall, doesn't clear. Mills does well to get it off the board, stick and skates along the wall. Anybody watching out there, young kids, get taught. Put the skates up against the wall if the defender's trying to rim it around. Really good, helpful tip. Team New Zealand still in the attacking zone. Calling for it in front. Puck passed up to the point by Hope Gregory. Jones wrist that nicely. Snapshot taken down in front. That's going to be a penalty. Team Türkiye. Bosbay being a little bit too bossy there and aggressively shoving Team New Zealand over. We get our first power play to Team New Zealand.
Yeah, that was a great shot from Jamie Jones there. She got that one through. It was a nice hard shot. A little bit of a rebound off Kanat, the goalie. And then, yes, Bosbay, the defence, getting a little bit pushy there with Gabby Mills in front. Got the call. New Zealand will go on the power play for the first time tonight.
And that is 2 minutes for holding the stick on that penalty.
Oh.
Thank you, Hayden.
Oh.
Yep.
Is that with that? Okay. I guess
we need to pay attention to the referees, Ian.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I'll tell you what, Hayden is a referee himself, our cameraman, so he caught that. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I saw a lot of the physicality. It looked like she got hit in the head.
Definitely more of a push, yeah.
And, yeah, anyway,
off
we
win.
go. Malari with a shot.
And it was blocked by Vuksal. So the Türkiye penalty killers getting in the right shooting space early on. Team New Zealand still pressing. Jones over to the D partner. That's Malari. Jones setting up at the top. Elects the pass. One time ripped shot by Blong. High and misses everything, sending it all the way back down into Kiwi ice.
She got everything on that. Cleanest one time I've seen from New Zealand this tournament.
Yeah, it came off really fast from the stick. Maybe the toe end because it wobbled a little bit. Wasn't flat. Team New Zealand still in the power play. Here comes Blong, streaking in the middle. Forehand backhand, goes around the net. Looking to disrupt that Türkiye penalty-killing box. Looks like they're playing at 2-2 at the moment. Team New Zealand playing it on the outside. Back up top to Jones, surveying the options. Takes a wrist shot off the defender's stick. Malari passes it down to Horner Pascoe. Just in front of the referee. Goes back to Jones up top. Jones, pass to the side. Blong winds it up. Another one-time opportunity, setting up Blong on that left-hand side, depending on where you're looking. Left of the goalkeeper, right side for our viewing. Horner Pascoe, back up to Jones. Back to Blong, one time coming. Blocked.
Oh, the rebound.
There it is, a shot. Oh, it doesn't get through. Another shot saved by Kanat. Malari with it. Back up top to Jones. Kiwis dictating the pace. Another shot here one time. And great save by Kanat.
They don't have an answer for this power play. All they're doing is sitting there in that 2-2 box and allowing Blong to set up. It's exactly the opposite of an Ovechkin setup in a power play, if you know the NHL well. She's sitting up just about where the right dot is and continually getting fed one-timers. It's going to work.
It's a shooting gallery,
soon.
absolutely. There's going to be a time where they may catch the Türkiye defenders just being a bit stationary or flat-footed in that tight formation that they're holding on to. So Team New Zealand still holding the puck inside of Türkiye's territory. That's Heel sending it down with Abby Heel chasing.
10 seconds of power play here coming up.
Shields kind of redirects it up to Richmond. Looking up for a pass, elects to pass it off the skate. Last few seconds, and now we are back to full strength. Team New Zealand still with it. Heel, wrist shot, and saved by Kanat.
Guys, I'm seeing this over and over again. Türkiye on their defensive left, our right, is continually not getting out, and that's being taken advantage of by Team New Zealand here. The Ice Ferns looking for kind of the special shot here, but they're getting so many chances, it's got to work pretty soon if they don't change.
Well, if it doesn't work, then you go to shots to the front to try and get traffic in front and cause chaos.
Yep.
You know, you've got options.
And Team Türkiye there just sending the puck down for icing. You have a New Zealand player down, laboring a little bit on that side.
And there was a puck there in the blue paint, and I don't think it was Nelson. Just couldn't get a stick on it there. Defender tied her up really nicely.
Yeah, it was Alex Hefford that was a little
for a
slow to get back up, but she's going to stay out on the ice on the left.
And Murray wins that face-off. Put back to the point. Helmrich sends it in. Team Türkiye break away with it. Bu Yukda takes a wrist shot. Saved nicely by Hyde, put it to the side. Again, really dictating where the rebounds go. So that's a good sign if you are a fan of Team New Zealand, with Lachlan Hyde directing rebounds to keep the puck in play. Under control at least. Savas, the danger player for Turkey, gets pinned up against the boards. Players battle now. 3 New Zealand players up against the 2 Türkiye. And Team New Zealand sent in the opposite side. Light bump there by Bu Yukda. But Team New Zealand come away. Nelson. Kind of a diving defensive play there. Team Türkiye really throwing everything at it. Team New Zealand still with it now. Horner Pascoe has options. Goes to the middle, right between the legs of Nelson. Doesn't get anything on there. Couldn't connect with it. Pascoe over to Nelson. Good stick handling move here. Goes behind the net. Still on the back end. Drop pass. Collier can't have it. Then Nelson's with it. Has it taken away. Savas uses the glass. Sends it over to Yavuz. Good battle there by Heel to take it away from Team Türkiye. Horner Pascoe stops up. Drops it over to Heel. Judy Heel spins up, using the edge work. Back to Horner Pascoe. Lots of possession of the puck here from Team New Zealand. Looking like it's a bit of a power play, but it is taken away nicely by Ooze. In front to Nelson. Nelson, wrist shot, doesn't get to the net. Given that opportunity again, you probably want that on target. Puck pinned up temporarily along the boards. Puck is still kept in. No offside. Well played in by Abby Heel. Still after it. And Blong pinches in, coming in from a fresh change. Team New Zealand generating some offense here. Poke check attempt by Yavuz. Still can't get it. Back up top. Wrist shot coming off a player. Deflected right into the goaltender, and Kanat forced to make another save.
We were talking last night in the shootout, Horner Pascoe's hands.
Oh, yeah.
Just watching that was just beautiful, going back and forth, taking it around all the Türkiye players. That was the key to having such an extended possession.
Well, they do call her jazz hands for a reason.
There you go.
Yeah, world class all the way around. As Team Türkiye break away, that is Sencan.
Lily did a good job
by
there.
Lily getting all the way back, putting the body on as well. Good aggressive play. all within the rules there. Fantastic body contact. Can't hold in. Oh, they do. That is Chadash. Over to Lily. Lily puts it up to Malari off the skate of a Türkiye player. Sejan puts it up to Ikindas. And Lily gets out of trouble there. It's up to Hansen. Good puck movement by the Team New Zealand. Blong, 2-on-2 shaping up here. Breaking away with speed. Blong on the back end. Shot doesn't get to the net.
She's got such good speed, Katja Blong.
Now, Team New Zealand has it taken away. Gregory had it for a moment. I think looking to shoot it the whole time, but didn't have the puck on the stick. Türkiye electing to send it up the boards, trying to get it out of their zone. Sejan can't do it. Here they are here. Their captain sends it up the board. Now, in the middle with it is Mills. Drop pass coming to Gregory. They go back and forth. That's taken and intercepted there by Türkiye. Tayyar. Chadash with the puck now. Again, Türkiye throwing it opposite to the board, still not getting it out of the zone. Kind of feeling like they're just throwing it to get away here, not under super control. There's a play that goes off of a skate. Chadash goes off the wall behind the net. Buyukda sends it up. And Türkiye clear for the minute. That may be offside, and it is whistled down.
Yeah, it really feels like New Zealand's starting to dictate play in this game. It started off pretty even between the two teams, but as this period has gone on, now down to 6.5 minutes left, it definitely feels like New Zealand has got a slight advantage position-wise and just the driving of the play.
Like to see Blong go across the slot there and take a forehand shot there. It's an opportunity waiting to happen.
Yeah, especially with the way Türkiye is kind of sitting back. And if Team New Zealand can apply that pressure and isolate maybe one of those players, they might have an advantage. However, we are the other way. Chukmuk passes on the back end as Ooze drives the net really hard, but nothing coming from that play. Team New Zealand able to get it out of their zone when they were under some pressure. Oh, Jones took a clip right up in the facial area there. Chukmuk might have had a bit of a errant stick.
No call.
But every player here, I haven't seen any half visors. They're all wearing full facial protection.
I believe full facial protection is
a
mandatory for women players.
And Murray just dumps it in and elects to make a change. Team Türkiye trying to break it out of their zone. Chukmuk has it along the boards there. Warner Pascoe does well to battle for that puck along there, and then up to Lily on the point. Takes a wrist shot, deflected, and it's right on net by Kanat. Had to make a quick save there. Need quick reaction time. If you're a goalkeeper, that puck can change direction very quickly as Nelson breaks in on that left side. Goes around the net. Using that long reach, keeping it out of the way. Up to Cross, dumps it back to Horner Pascoe. Puts it in front of the net, but Sejan is there. Skating well. Getting back checked by Horner Pascoe. Wrist shot from there and up to the glove of Lachlan Hyde, but held. And there will be a whistle. Players seemed a bit unsure, and so did Lachlan, wondering, what do I do with this puck? Should I just hold on to it? Should I play it?
Yeah, earlier in the tournament, you'd see a lot of the puck stoppages for held puck happening with an offensive player getting a little bit close. This one, they're requiring to get right up next to the goaltender now.
Team New Zealand win that face-off. Puck back to Hollier. Hollier up to Blong. 2-on-2 shaping up. Blong trying to break through, gets through, but it goes into the corner. Pass in the middle. A lot of that offense seems to go through number 19 in black. And wearing the nice white and red is Team Türkiye. At the moment, they do have the puck, but it's given to Team New Zealand. It's Lily Hansen. Draw pass to Blong. Back down to Hansen. trying to pass back and forth to each other. Again, Türkiye playing it off the boards, but kept in at the line, which is a crucial spot to keep that puck in. Now Milari in that neutral zone, gets past the blue line. Nice move, but it's well read by the defender. Team Türkiye, Savas up the middle to Tayyar. Tayyar, their captain, on the backhand, pass in front. And that is blocked with a skate. Abby Heel up to Hope Gregory. Again, not super clean or hold, like either team holding onto it too often with the puck at least. But Jones has it now. Oh, just taken away a little bit, almost to the very center of the net in front. Mills. Gains inside the line by Turkey. Player falls on top of the stick. Good poke check there by Jones. And that puck is up on edge, right in front of the penalty box area. They battle for it. A bit dangerous when one player's on the ice and sticks are coming in at them. Team Türkiye come up the wall. Baggio. Again, not having it for very long, and then Team New Zealand are just repossessing the puck quite fast. Not giving Turkey any offense. Big offense. Oh, shot from Horner Pascoe, and it goes wide.
Nice little play, gloving it down to his stick and taking the quick shot.
Not sure if Khan might have seen that puck. There were some bodies in front. And Abby Hill, good defensive play there. Under pressure. Good stick lift. And again, staying strong with that puck, getting some support from Nelson. Good stick handling move from Nelson. Takes a shot and nicely saved there by Khan Nat with the glove.
Yeah, it's interesting so far. If I'm Türkiye, I'm actually quite happy with this start. This has been a run of play of 20 minutes here that they really haven't given anything up, even though it stayed in their defensive third for at least half the period, maybe 12 minutes or so. It's been an onslaught for Team New Zealand, but just not getting anything past the goaltender.
Yeah, there's nothing to show for it, nothing on the scoreboard at present, so we have a 0-0 hockey game with the last 15 seconds ticking down in this first period. Team New Zealand did have a power play, and they were unsuccessful on converting on that. Otherwise, it has been pretty much a lot of Team New Zealand in this period, and that is the hooter to sound the end of the first period.
Yeah, well, Matt said Türkiye wouldn't be too unhappy with the period, and vis-a-vis, I'd say New Zealand wouldn't be too unhappy with that either. They showed good industry down low. They were producing shots. Didn't get one through, but we all know ice hockey is just it's a game of inches. Any shot can produce a goal, and the more you take, the higher the chance that they're going to go in. So, they'll be pretty pleased with the way they played that period, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, having 13 shots, and just by the bit of a law of averages, if they are managing to have that consistency in the second and third, you would like to think that one might squirt through. But the same thing for Turkey. If they can produce more output and play less defensively, they may have a bit more chance to catch New Zealand off guard, because they are defending quite a lot in their own zone. They might look to having a fast break or a big stretch pass, or any other suggestions, Matt, for helping Team Türkiye.
Absolutely. Türkiye has one game plan. It's going to be Yavuz to Savas, and that is the plan. And you can see them executing it a couple of times this period. They've had a chance, and it's Savas taking a streaking puck or trying to lead a pass that's right in front of the goal. That's all it is. Offense has just basically been running through them, and the other lines have been
just holding, really.
Just holding, and I think
withstanding a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and if you're Türkiye, you are definitely trying to repeat that as many times as you can, and then just hold on. So in that situation, you're looking for, if you're Team New Zealand, you're trying to expose that second line, and that happened a little bit with Horner Pascoe, especially working behind the net there. That was good. But if you're Türkiye, you hold tight, you play defense, you try to get one or two goals, and just hang on for dear life. And right now, that plan is working.
It seems to. And Matt Whiffen, what do you think there, too? Is the pressure put more on the Team New Zealand side knowing that they are almost in a have-to-win situation?
Yeah, well, I asked Rebecca Lilly before she got on the ice, does she know she has to win tonight to get the silver medal? She wasn't even aware of it. So I guess from a sports psychologist type of thing, you just play each game like it's a must-win every time. So for New Zealand, all they got to do is they got to go win games. So if the coaches and the staff can get them in that mental place where they're not thinking about the connotations or what happens if they lose, what happens if they win, just go out and play your best. Do your systems, get your shots on, and work hard for everyone else on the ice, and the results will come. So, hopefully they're not feeling the pressure in the change room right now after a 0-0 period. So let's hope they come out strong in the next period. We've got Matt Chavez who's going to come and take us through some of the replays from the first period.
Yeah, so let's take a look at some of the breakouts. And this will be Turkey's first shot. Turkey taking a long shot. And again, this is where if we back this up, this is a bit of that desperation, kind of throw in the offense and then just see what happens. So you're taking a shot this far out, but it'll be the first chance that they get. And when they take that, let's back that up, and there we go.
They're shooting from that far outside, just inside the blue line.
But the best thing about that one was just getting into the game there and getting a save. That's a big deal.
And also Lachlan Hyde plays that well, redirects it to the corner, and then Team New Zealand are able to break out quite cleanly.
And we'll take a look at a shot here. That was a scramble in front of the net for just a moment.
Oh, there was a tip down.
Yeah, there was a tip down. That was another one that was close to a high stick, but not quite. And that was a little bit below the shoulder level.
Here's Jamie Jones making this good save on this.
Yeah, if we actually, this is such an underrated play. I'm going to see if we can go back to the prior one here, if that's possible. Michael, can we get that? There we go. Director Michael on the case here for us. We're going to go back to the Jamie Jones play here.
Now it looked like she got tangled up with a stick.
She did. But this play right here, where she's carefully holding on to things, to the stick and allowing the player to play through, but up against the board, actually stopped one of the best opportunities that Türkiye had at that point.
This is the first shot again.
So we'll just run these through again and see if we can skip through maybe. There we go. Yeah, and also the funny part about this was that was a stick that was left over. She didn't just fall over or anything. It was a stick that had been on the ice for a while. This was a redirection through the crease. Another good chance for New Zealand. Didn't quite get too much on it, but the idea was there. That redirect, if that got anything on it, a lot more dangerous than it looked. And then more fighting in front, making sure that the offensive chances keep happening.
There's good boxing out from Türkiye there.
Yeah, they're really holding the middle of the net, aren't they? They're boxing out quite well.
Yeah, their positioning is very solid.
And that's their most dangerous player on the ice, Elite Savage, with a good shot there up high.
Yeah,
she gets a lot of power on her shots, that's for sure. Look at this one here.
Yeah, but we're going to see that, you've got the defensive player here and the defensive player here holding off any potential rebounds, anything coming at Hyde there. So it's really just a routine save, and that's good because if you're Team New Zealand, you want to see the puck early, and it gets you those easier saves. That was the penalty, was it not?
It was a shot on net, and then the penalty happened directly after that.
I actually, like we were talking about, I was a little surprised. This holding the stick was the call.
Yeah,
maybe was the goalie holding the stick there?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So that clarifies that for us because we didn't see the behind the net there on that one. So high shot.
This is on the power play. There was some really good play on the power play.
Yeah, that was the one that the one-timer that Long ripped. And there's the second one.
Oh, that was
and a follow-up there too by Horner Pascoe, and that caused some problems.
It was a really good power play. They tried. This is about the third shot.
Yeah.
That same move going to the right-hand side for Kachablan
and
there.
I'll just show you what I was talking about as far as the you're going to see a regular box, but it's going to be, so you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, and one you can't see that back there. And as we roll forward on this, and I think I've got this going forward, here we go. You're going to get a pass, and what ends up happening is, this happens several times. Türkiye is playing this box, but when they are overloaded on this side, you have 3 and then 4 here, any pass that goes over this way belongs just not being covered in that situation. So this will be a big change that they have to make in the second period. If they don't take care of this offside, well, not offside, the other side of the ice player that's just getting away from them, they're going to be in some pretty deep trouble.
Well, Belong's the leading goal scorer for New Zealand in the tournament, and it's surprising to see her with so much time. So maybe they've gone back to the screens of the books and trying a little bit of research to find out that Belong is a danger person on their power play.
Yeah, and they clearly like shooting against the Türkiye goalkeeper on glove side. Almost all of them have appeared glove side. Maybe that's coincidence. Maybe that's on the strategy of things, because it's definitely been coming from the right side from New Zealand. Although, again, I want to reiterate, Türkiye, despite the fact that they're not moving across the zone too well, they're staying in position, and I think that's been
just holding.
Yeah, it's been very important for them to keep this 0-0 scoreline.
Yeah, as you can see, the majority of these highlights now are lots of shots from Team New Zealand coming in onto the Türkiye goalkeeper, and maybe that's what it is. They really have their goalkeeper heavily involved in the game, and it's constant.
Yeah,
so she's seeing a lot of shots, and they have trust in her.
They do. It's and it's this kind of a breakout that you see that Türkiye have to do more of, especially if they can skate it out of their own defensive zone a little bit more, because if they don't, they're going to end up with a lot of turnovers that we saw in that first period. It's when they skate out the puck, they seem to have the most success to get back into the neutral zone. Otherwise, New Zealand's been a really big wall right at their blue line, keeping it in the offensive zone, and that will wear on Türkiye very quickly.
Yeah, great analysis, guys. Thank you very much. A lot of highlights there. We're hoping to see a lot more in period 2 when we come back very shortly for New Zealand versus Türkiye, final game of the tournament. Oh my, hoki mai, folks. Welcome back here in Dunedin. Oti Poti Aotearoa at the Dunedin Ice Stadium for the final game of this year's 2025 Division 2 Group B Women's World Ice Hockey Championships. It's New Zealand versus Türkiye. It is 0-0 at the moment. A tight tussle between these two teams to finish off the tournament. How do we get New Zealand on the board there, Ian, and how did Türkiye get on the board?
Oh, I think it might be just keep it simple and stick with the process a little bit for Team New Zealand. They're generating a lot of offense and they have a lot of puck possession, so maybe a bit more of that. What are your thoughts, Matt?
Same thing. It's New Zealand needs to continue to put the pressure on. The floodgates may open if they do that. Türkiye need to continue to play this game that they're doing, because if they're going to get a win out of this, they need to do exactly the same things that they're doing and maybe get a little bit lucky with a couple of shots here.
But lucky is not. Right now, that puck is just pinned up against the wall, and Team New Zealand does come away with it after a lengthy board battle. And that's Judy Heel who has it. Pass in the middle. Horapasco, one-timer, doesn't get on it. And Nelson got taken down, and Team Türkiye. Taya coming away with it. Drops it to Savas. Wrist shot there.
That's the danger player, number 17 for Türkiye, Elise Savas. Got a good shot, but this one into the breadbasket of Lachlan Hyde.
Yep, looking for some sort of a rebound, but New Zealand knowing where to be to position themselves to make sure that if Lachlan Hyde had given up a rebound there, where to be in the right spot.
And perhaps line matchups might be also a bit more key as this game goes on. Wrist shot there, and that misses wide as Ooze takes a shot, but misses. Puck in front, up to Malari. Has it on the sidewall. Elects to backhand it back down. To Hannah Cross. Cross. Over to Rebecca Lilly. Up to Katya Blong. Blong with it, streaking in. The defensive play by Guksal. But hit pretty hard there to the boards. Game continues. Played out of the zone. Lilly backhands it up to the boards to Blong. Skates towards the middle. Doesn't like what she sees. Curls up. Comes up that side to Lilly. Türkiye Guksal takes it. Up to the middle. Türkiye, nice passing play here. They got numbers, exactly. Wrist shot. Doesn't get through. Guksal trying to get it to the net. And that's nothing coming from that. Team New Zealand hammering it up the boards and out of all the zones, bringing it up the boards and out of all the zones, bringing it up the boards and out of all the zones. Go back in New Zealand territory. On the backhand. Goes up the boards. Gets through a couple. But that reaches Geras. Geras up to Taya. Taya. Given some time and space here. Up to the top to the point. Held and shot. Tiger shoots it and they score. Team Türkiye with a double deflection. Just like that. Looks like Sejan scores for Türkiye, and they erupt as they score and take the first goal of this game.
Yeah, a shot from the point finds its way through the pads of Lachlan Hyde, and they've started off this period really well, Türkiye. They've had a few rushes up ice, and was that a tip in front as well?
Yeah, it looks like they got a piece of it. Geddes, who was battling for net front presence, got a stick on it going away from the play. What a redirect off the stick and in. Very difficult for Hyde to see and stop.
Yeah, we're going to have to start talking about New Zealand having a bit of an off night given what they went through last night, which is tough. But this looks a whole lot like a situation where a bit of either tiredness or nerves are getting to them a little bit here, and they need to open up as a turnover really deep.
Yeah, they need to definitely have a bit of a reset. They are back on the attack. Kurt Türkiye getting it in front. Scramble. Shot saved there. Savas was right in front, forcing Hyde to make another save straight away after Türkiye has scored that opening goal of this game. Tayar, the captain, cross ring pass to Savas. Savas streaks in, 1-1 none. Uncontested off of Hyde and blockered up off the netting.
This is what happened last night in the Australia match. What ended up happening was after it went to 2-1, they quickly scored 3-1 because New Zealand were on their heels a little bit. Same situation here. They haven't given up a goal, which is really fortunate for New Zealand, but Turkey really taking it to them at this point.
Just a little bit fortunate on that goal. The original pass for the person in the middle, went past the stick and all the way to the player on the point, and then the shot came off.
And that shot was looking like it was going to go wide as well, Matt, and then it was redirected into the net. So,
well, that's,
planned or not, that's hockey.
Yeah, well, that's the strategy. They're throwing pucks on the net, and they assume that law of averages, something's going to get there.
Bit of pressure there. Hansen taking a quick shot. Again, not on the net. Blari blocking that clearing attempt. Abby Heel trying to kick it down low. Doesn't get it through. Team New Zealand giving up puck possession. Türkiye elects to send it back. Ruxal sends it cross rink all the way over to Araski. Araski, I should say. Jones up the middle to Blong. Blong. Oh, his Team New Zealand was making a line change, and their changing door area is in front of the blue line, and they will get charged for an offside.
That great pass across ice there from Türkiye, and then just getting that up high into the pads, and Hockenheide in good position, sends it over the glass and into the netting, off the elbow.
Good position there by Hyde to stop that. That was a high, hard shot too.
Against the leading goal scorer for Türkiye.
Way to cut the angle down. Now, Hope Gregory with it. Pass in front, up top. Kiwis passing it around. Shot there. It's down low. Kiwis having it. Gregory in behind the net. Bit of a pick play there by Mills. Shot towards the goal. Mills can't get it there. And that is up the wall. Not cleared yet. Kept in nicely by Hollier. But Team Türkiye, they take it again. Now they break the other way. Sanyuva. Wrist shot going wide. Gets absolutely hit, but no call. Goes down really hard. Play continues, but they are not getting up at all.
Stop and play there. I don't think there's a penalty called.
The referee was right behind, so in good position.
Yep, choosing not to call anything there, and we'll see a replay on that if we can. Yeah, that's incidental contact. The New Zealand player did not push into her. She fell and fell backwards and into the board. She's not doing too well at the moment, but they're going to take some medical staff out here. So this will take a couple of minutes. We can talk about a couple of things here. Matt, just from your opinion, are you seeing anything as far as adjustments in the second period that are noticeable for you?
Adjustments, no. I just see Turkey coming out with a bit more step in their game. They've come out with a lot more fire. They clearly went into the change rooms and had a good chat about how the game had been going for them. And they've certainly increased their pace to the game, which New Zealand need to match here. They need to match the pace, and they need to even rise above that, because at the moment they've been outplayed to start this period.
Well, Sanyuva going off with the apparent knock, but medical team went off the ice first, and she's just back on the bench.
So yes, good to see that player back up and on the bench. Hopefully getting the attention that is deserved. And now Team Türkiye passing the puck around well. Savas has it in the middle. Goes to this wing. Over to Badger. Back to Savas. Puts it up to the point. Bosbe doesn't get it all the way through, and that's Team New Zealand with it. Hayward runs into their own player. A bit messy in that neutral zone. Nothing getting through cleanly. Players battle for it. Bit of a misstep there by Yavuz. Now Nelson will collect it. 2-on-1, I should say. Nelson to the middle, shot.
Oh,
redirect there, a good save by Kanat.
Yeah, great pad.
Now players changing, and Team Türkiye cutting in. Taking a shot, but a little bit of a trip there. Goes down, puck is loose. No, it is covered by Lachlan Hyde. One of the Türkiye players went down. Not sure if that was from the trip or if they got tangled in the skates.
Here comes Kelly Nelson. Gets a nice pass into the centre there, and the shot is on, but it just coming off the toe there from Kanat.
Warner Pascoe electing to go against the grain of play, knowing the goaltender had to move across, but excellent reflex save. 13 minutes in the second period here. Team Türkiye winning another faceoff. Guksal puts it in front. Puck is there. Cleared temporarily from New Zealand. Back to Guksal. Taking a wrist shot from the side off the blocker. Puck is sitting right in front of the crease. Players bang away at it and clear to the side. Team Türkiye putting the foot down in the offensive zone. Going around the net is Guksal. Pass in front. Bennett taking another shot there. It's Tayar. And Team New Zealand clear the zone, forcing Erasji to go back on it.
It was interesting was Tayar that was the player that went down in a heap that looked like it was, she got tripped up, and she's obviously fine, but she was the player involved there.
So now with it, Guksal, pass up the middle to Ikindas. But again, Team New Zealand get onto it quickly, and Jamie Jones sends it in, and Team New Zealand goes for a change. Team Türkiye, Guksal passing up to Ikindas, but will go all the way down, and that will be an icing. So no one touched it.
Unfortunate play for Gökçe. I was just about to do a player highlight of Tanrısan Gökçe, a 16-year-old defender for Türkiye. Plays on the special teams a lot and is a physical defense. She's part of the 2025 under-18 gold medal winning team for Türkiye. 12 players in that under-18 team playing tonight in this women's game.
It's quite a young team for the women's group from Türkiye. A break here as a one-on-none is forcing through his break shot, and that's blocked away. Sending her arms up in disbelief was Sanyuva. Getting a great chance there, 1 against none with a couple of Kiwi backcheckers.
I think Hyde just got a shoulder on that.
Pass in front shot here, looking for the score, and the Kiwis have it. Could not put it through. Still there. Is it in? No, is someone diving in front to stop it. Wow. Referee blocks and calls play.
She called that as couldn't see it anymore because it looked like it was going under the goaltender. It spit itself out, but we'll see that here again.
About 2 or 3 opportunities for the New Zealanders.
Yeah, that save there, good save, goes around, comes back, gets deflected, and right there it was considered.
Oh, with a glove on
with
the
a
hand.
glove,
Ooh,
yeah.
That's careful. If they put on the top of the puck, that could have been called penalty or penalty shot or automatic. What I can't check. We'll have to check what the ruling is on that. I don't think it's automatic goal, but if you have hand on the puck, it would be a penalty shot.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. Puck sent all the way down, no icing. That sends Hannah Cross back to get it and collect, skating up nicely. Making a move at the blue line, but that's given away. Now on the rush is Türkiye. Tayar taking a shot. Kind of had a bit of a break, but didn't have the speed to go through.
Well, it didn't have the speed to go through because it was Rebecca Lilly getting there and playing defense just perfectly.
Yeah, it was very close here for New Zealand, but a desperation save there from Türkiye in front of their own goal. And that's what it takes sometimes to get you over the line. Desperation plays like that.
So we're hitting the 11-minute mark in the second period. Team Türkiye a bit bolstered from their early goal in this period. Team New Zealand battling back here. That's Ooze sending it in. Abby Heel goes right in behind Lock and Hyde in the net. Passes to the left, up to Shields. Good passing out of the zone here. Nice and clean from Team New Zealand. That's Hope Gregory. Good stick lift there by Chukmok for Türkiye. Okay, no one on this far side, but it could be a positional pass. Stepping up well is Guksal, getting lots of ice time. Cuts in the middle, has it poked, checked away. Bit of interference there as one of the Kiwi players got cleaned up in contact.
But no call, we play on.
Heel with it. Avoiding the check. The forecheck is there. Türkiye pressing hard. New Zealand up to Horner Pascoe. Skating up the left side. Right hand shot. Stops up. Just inside the blue line. Looking for an option. There's 2 Türkiye players all over her. Still with it. And they cleared. Kiwis not super organized on the attack, but Türkiye is attacking right now. Has it turned away. Geddes met in the corner by Jones. Battle ensues. Lots of players fighting for it. Jones looking to come away with it. Gives the puck away. But has a good defensive partner there with Hollier able to help out and now clear. Guedes for Türkiye. Sends it down. No icing is the call. Forcing Hollier. Team New Zealand giving the puck up again. Guedes has it down the wall. Now Hollier sends it up the boards. Judy Heel goes into contact. Türkiye winning a lot of 50-50 puck battles here. Team New Zealand not generating what they want with those battles. Hollier skates up well here. Goes around one. Stops up. Pressured. Puck in the skates. Horner Pasco looking for an option. Again, two instantly on Horner Pasco. Must be their game plan to stop Horner Pasco at all costs. But Nelson has it now. Goes into the middle. Avoids one. Has it poked away. To Heel. Gets a shot on. Pad saved by Cannot. Türkiye comes away with it. Buyukda. Good poke check there by New Zealand. Malari with it now. 3-on-2 shaping up. Cuts in. Does she shoot? Cuts in the middle. Shoot. And off the side of the net. Just missed. Not getting it in where she wanted it. Hansen pinches in to help. That's taken away from her. Türkiye doing really good to get the puck back. Bit of a 2-on-2. Blong with some speed here, forcing Türkiye on the back. Nice move. Cuts in the middle. Shot and a goal. Team New Zealand answered back. Katja Blong scoring with a nice move and scoring up top.
Yeah, Katja Blong is showing how dangerous she is all tournament long. And when she sees some open ice, you know she's going to go straight to it. She uses all her speed there, but then with the nifty little move to cut back through the legs of the defender. She's been doing it all tournament. And here it is, just through the skates and the stick. Goes to the blocker side, and the crowd is up in arms. They're happy to see New Zealand back on level terms here.
Beautiful individual move and gets the goalie moving from right to left and then goes up over that blocker side. Well-placed shot. We have a tied hockey game on Easter Sunday here. Otipoti Dunedin. Do not go away. We've got a matchup. No trip as now another shot there from the far point. Good
No whistle yet.
No whistle.
You got to play it.
So they have to play the puck. Hyde was a bit unsure what to do. Play is still continuing. Malari up the wing to Blong. Blong sends that over to Hansen. Doesn't get to her. Team Türkiye regroup. Baja has it and then it's taken. Sent back up ice. Türkiye put it off the boards. Chukmak takes it. Hefford over to Murray. Murray. Good move in the middle. Looking for an option. Goes in, shoots. Blockers save by Cannot. Murray still with it. Gives it over to Hefford. Hefford goes around and gets hammered with a big elbow. Türkiye giving the Gordie Howe business right up into the chops area. My goodness.
There, number 21, Yoxall
right
there.
on the head.
Here it comes.
That's directly to the head area. I wonder if that's major penalty or not.
Put the shoulder. Did it come up really high? I couldn't be sure, but the referees were definitely sure that was worth at least 2 minutes, and New Zealand will go on the power play.
Body
here.
contact to the head, so a 2-minute penalty to Guksal and Team New Zealand on the power play. Face-off win by Team New Zealand. Long up top to Jones.
Second power play of the night.
Shot there. Doesn't get all the way through, but it gets to the goaltender. Outstretched, elects to put the glove on it and stopping play.
Well, let's see if New Zealand can get off that that shot from the far side. Katja Blong setting up for those one-timers again.
They're setting up on the right side face-off dot, which is interesting.
Malari with a shot there. Win going the other way. So lots of options that Team New Zealand have on a quick face-off win by Nelson. So good attacking options all the way around.
You're exactly right, Matt. What they're trying to do is reverse the ice as quickly as they can to get a shot. That's how it's working.
The Cannot is a very good agile goalkeeper from side to side. As we have already seen now, Team New Zealand, Blong circling in the middle, looking to shoot, doesn't, to Nelson. In front there, backhand. And that's saved by Cannot. And Team Türkiye looking to clear, and they do, sending it off the boards and all the way down, forcing New Zealand back to get it.
Risky clear there, too, because that nearly cleared the glass directly. It just caught the high part of that, so it stayed in. But Türkiye playing with fire there.
Not wanting to get a delay of game penalty, putting them down potentially another person. Blong streaked into the outside, goes around the net, looking to possibly go up top.
Yeah, still a little sneaky little head fake there to keep
Goes
the
to
kids in.
Jones. Yep,
Malari on
Jones.
that left side just asking for it all alone.
And Long waiting to see if Malari, nope, taking the shot off of the defender. Savas, the penalty killer, and they go for a change. If they are hurrying enough, they can send the puck up while Türkiye changes. Almost all four are going to change, keeping one back, Buyukda. But Team New Zealand, 200 feet from the other net. Malari. Over to Rachel Richmond. To Pascoe, Horner Pascoe. Drops it back to Richmond.
Great entry on the set up on the entry there for New Zealand. They took their time, worked it well.
Backhand towards the middle, kind of a redirect as Horner Pascoe has it, and shot it to the net. Bit of a delayed whistle. I don't think anybody knew where the puck was, but at least one person did, and that was Kanat.
Yeah, it wasn't really set up for the one-timer there for Hannah Shields. Just went to the backhand on this one and into the pads of.
Quick shot.
Yeah, deflected it down. So what we just didn't see there was a quick face-off win again from Team New Zealand and a shot, and aptly saved by Kanat. One of, how many shots have they got on net already? 22, 20, something like that already registered. Face-off win. Abby Hill run times it. Oh, that hits off Lily in front. Shakes it off the hand.
Yeah.
Electing to hold it up against the wall is Yavuz.
Lily taking the net front presence on the power play here.
Kind of using Australia's strategy. That's what they did. They used Stephanie Cochran, their captain, in front.
Yeah.
Just to cause a bit of problems.
Penalty over, guys.
Strong
5 on
person
5.
in front.
Richmond with a shot from the point, and that is saved as it was seen, and another glove save from Kanat. Maybe they want to go more to that blocker side. They've had success there already in this game. Kanat, really high save percentage goalkeeper. If they can see the puck, look at how she's tracking that puck on the edges, getting the head movement, staying square to the shooter. Good positioning from Türkiye's goalkeeper. Team New Zealand winning another draw. Jones, wrist shot. That's blocked by Savas. 4.5 minutes, second period. Tie game 1-1 here in New Zealand. Out of Dunedin. Women's IIHF Division II Group B World Championships. Last game of the tournament. Katja Blong has it poked off her stick. Chance here for Taiga. Can't get it through. Jones, bit of a stalwart on defense, playing a great tournament. Perhaps leading all defensive players at around 7 points. Malari, 2-on-2 here. Going wide against Yavuz. Pass in front, doesn't get all of it. Looking for a one-timer was Nelson. Broken up as Yavuz gets back. Now Team New Zealand with it. Lily looking up ice as Türkiye making some changes. New Zealand, if they are onto it, can counter-attack quickly with this longer change. Lily gets it through. Has a player bounce off it, gets the puck again. Needs some support. Pass to the side, shot there. Again, quickly read by Kanat. Nelson. Cutting to the middle, pass to the front. That is broken up by a good stick from Ooze. But Nelson takes it away from Ooze.
It does feel like the step that Türkiye had at the start of the period has just come back a little bit. New Zealand coming back into the game.
Yeah, that momentum has definitely shifted a little bit further into the New Zealand team's favor. Nelson with it now. Cuts back into the middle. Has a shot. Ooh, it was loose for a minute. The referee blows the whistle. The puck may not have been covered fully.
That is the second time the referee has chosen to blow it dead while that's been loose in front of the Türkiye
Oh, it was
goal.
underneath.
Yeah.
That is true. So we will still get a stoppage. Türkiye taking advantage with some tired players making a change. Team New Zealand. Another fresh group out there led by Shields. Wins the faceoff nicely back to Jones. Wrist shot from the point. Steered away by Kanat. Shields to the middle. Opportunity here for New Zealand. Ooh. Shot by Gregory, and that is stopped by Kanat.
What a
bit
setup.
of a repeating record here. Yeah, very good setup. Jones at the top, at the point. Wrist shot to the side. Maybe a deliberate miss. Gregory goes in front of the referee. Trying to get it through. Not clean again. Trying to spin around, but gets totally tripped up there. in contact.
Has a hand pass.
So that is another stoppage with a hand pass there as Erbakan came in, and so did San Yuva pretty aggressively.
Yeah, if we get the replay of that previous play where Abby Hill was spinning to protect the puck just on the blue line there, not sure if we'll get it. There looked like a foot came through and just maybe took her feet out. Referee chose not to blow it off.
2 minutes 20 left in period number 2. Streaking in, getting a little bit of a hook there.
Again, the arm stays down.
Collier, another pass in front, and cannot, forced to save it with lots of traffic. Türkiye really holding strong in front of that middle net. Look at this opportunity here.
New Zealand doing a great job of finding free players in front of the net, and not just in the high slot or in between the dots, but in really close. And the opportunities been 2 or 3 lately.
Yeah, that fluttered because her stick was just tapped at the shot, and those are the dangerous ones, but it worked out for Türkiye.
Team New Zealand still on it. That's Hansen pressuring. But Türkiye do well to clear. Bajo pressuring. Again, Team New Zealand doing well in the defending end. Up to Blong now. Taking a wrist shot, and off the goalpost. Had everyone beat. Just barring out on this occasion. Now Malari has it down low behind the net. Looking to center. Going for Eppin. Pass in front. Puck is there. Türkiye scrambling, tying up sticks. Desperately not letting New Zealand through. Now Malari with it. Good stick handling move. Goes behind the net. More control here from Team New Zealand. But there are 2 players on 1, and that's not a good recipe if you're playing. You want to get that support. Now, trying to get the wall is Bajo. Yeah. That's broken up. Nelson has it now. And then again, Türkiye very quick with the stick to break up any shooting from New Zealand, not letting them get all of their power behind the shots.
New Zealand just hounding the puck at the moment. They're really going after it, winning these battles down in the corner and on the side.
Look, Savas showing her skill on the defensive side there, lifting that stick. That was a great chance for New Zealand right up to that point. And there she goes again. Good
defensive awareness and also being strong on the puck. Playing a lot of different positional plays. Certainly a danger player for Team Türkiye. We are still locked at 1. 35 seconds in this second period. Team New Zealand stretching it up to Nelson. Now, going the other way is Ooze. Passes it up to Buxal. Buxal streaking in on the back end. Cuts right into the front. Poked away by Lachlan Hyde. Bit of a flurry right near the end of the period. 15 seconds. Kiwis coming the other way. Nice move by Pascoe. Goes through, gets slashed from the side, and gets it taken off of her. And Türkiye clears, forcing the puck away from that area. Jones with it. Elects to go up the middle. Warner Pascoe looking to shoot it as the buzzer goes. We are locked at 1, and that is 40 minutes of play in the books. Türkiye 1, Team New Zealand 1. What a battle.
Yeah, well, second period came alive, didn't it? It was Türkiye that started off the period with a hiss and a roar. They come out hard, they come out fast, and they put New Zealand under all sorts of pressure. Got themselves in the lead there. But New Zealand slowly worked their way back into that second period. They started to shift, to turn the tide a little bit through the middle period, and then they eventually got the tying goal to bring the score to 1 apiece after 40 minutes. Exciting game to end the tournament.
Guys, I think the change here was once the goal was scored by Türkiye, I think there was a little more urgency for New Zealand, and they felt it. They felt a little pressure, and they were taking a few more chances that they probably should have been taking all along, but now a little less fear of jumping in 3-on-2 and kind of taking a few chances in the middle third in order to generate offense. Türkiye survived that period. There were 3 or 4 chances that really could have gone New Zealand's way. They've been chopping away, literally and figuratively, at every defensive choice that they get, and they've thrown bodies. They've played what is kind of a zone defense, but always trying to double the puck. And when they do that, it puts everybody under pressure for the New Zealand side. They have to put some connecting passes together.
Yeah.
However, when they connect those passes, they are very dangerous.
Yeah, and Türkiye is playing a little bit desperate. And the thing is, when Team New Zealand has one player with the puck and Türkiye commits two,
Yep.
there's someone open.
There's always somebody open.
Team New Zealand should be aware of this and start playing the puck to their open players and moving it a lot quicker around so that they can generate more of their offense, because Türkiye is kind of smothering their offensive chance. So, I mean, it's a good, effective play at this level, and it's working for them.
Yeah, they're just challenging for it. We'll head to the instant replays here for the period. We'll just talk a little bit about those. This is Türkiye coming in, and Savas with a shot. Nothing too dangerous there. Hyde way out in front and seeing it the whole way. Another chance here for Türkiye.
Yeah, that player left the puck from the middle. You think that they were going to shoot it, but they let it go right through, or maybe they just mishandled it.
I think they just mishandled it.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
So it was unintentional. Look at this player, not even seeing the puck shooting to the net, and he gets a redirect.
Yep. That's a
that's a heck of a redirect.
Irmak
is there with a fantastic.
If that was on purpose, it's one of the best goals I've ever seen.
I think it might have. We were just getting confirmation. It might have gone off the ice ferns foot, off the
foot.
boot. Yeah,
Okay.
off the skate.
Because it certainly looked like whatever it hit there, it doesn't
was
matter.
redirected.
Yeah, it was redirected. Hyde's not going to be able to do anything about it from that distance. So that is exactly why Türkiye choosing to do exactly what they're doing. It paid off for them in their first goal.
It's a good attacking chance here by Team New Zealand. Good pass by Nelson to the middle of the Horner Pasco.
Lovely little pass.
They were willing to get in front at that point too. That was what kind of the change of everything. At least that's what I saw, Matt. Sorry I cut you off, but
that's right.
It was that they were just willing to jump forward and kind of try to get the lead back aggressively. Your point again. Sorry.
This one here, there was about 2 or 3 chances in front of the net before the whistle got blown down. There was a rebound here on the far side, which just tickles to the side of the post here, and it was Malari just couldn't get it to go in.
They've got a player inside of the goal crease, kind of swimming around, and they are the player who kind of uses their glove. You'll see it as this play progresses. When that puck comes around the other side, eventually the puck will come back to the middle. Look at this here.
Yeah.
Uses the glove to move the puck out of the crease area. Usually 8 times, 9 times out of 10. That's called instantly. That is a penalty.
Tony Oxel with a fantastic
shot.
sort of play. Well, just to put your body in the line, in front of the shot, in front of the players.
Michael, can we move that forward again? Apparently these jumps.
It's like a sense of desperation there from the Türkiye team tonight, because they're playing for their life here for Division 2 Group B.
They do not want to be relegated.
No, they don't. You're exactly right. They're fighting with desperation and
more urgency.
A lot more urgency. And the other thing I wanted to bring up as we go through these again. Oh, that's off the post. That was a great save for the post.
Post.
Yes. So
0.
Strategically, I guess we talked about this Thursday night. We saw Hong Kong China playing and rolling 2 lines, and they were going a lot like Türkiye is today. A little bit of desperation, focusing on a couple of skill players, and they did a great job with that for 52 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
it broke.
And then it broke, and they ran out of energy, they ran out of luck, and New Zealand scored 3 goals and took the game. It's the same thing here, except there's one difference, and I think you brought it up earlier, was this is a very young Türkiye team. They have legs. They can skate. They're not going to get as tired, and that's going to add a bit more to the puzzle for New Zealand to figure out in this third period.
They want to break through. Yeah.
And another thing that's a positive for the New Zealand side is they haven't given away any penalties tonight. The game against Hong Kong China, there's loads of penalties. Like 16 minutes worth of penalties against New Zealand. They felt the pressure just from that power play from Hong Kong China. Tonight, they've had the only 2 power plays of the game, and they've looked really good on the power play.
Yeah, they have dictated a lot of the pace of the play and controlled a bit of the puck. But Türkiye, with this desperate play and the way they're attacking the puck carrier, and that's key right now, is how they attack the person with the puck. So they have one on the player, and the other person that comes in and support gets it and brings it out of the zone, or at least clears it, and that gets them out of the danger that they're in. And they've been doing that consistently in that second period. That is why the scoreline is still tied at 1. Otherwise, it could be getting up a lot. And they are relying on their goaltender to make an awful lot of saves, especially in close in those danger areas. And again, we said it after the end of the first. If the Team New Zealand continues to generate a lot of shots, something will break, because naturally one of those are going to go in. You saw it last night with Horner Pascoe's goal. That was just a shot on net. It went off a few bodies and it trickled in, tying the game, sending things to overtime. So please do not go away. We got a lot of exciting hockey coming up. Another 20 minutes at least. So stick with us. We'll be back very shortly.
Oh my, hoki mai, folks. Welcome back. We are set for the thrilling conclusion of this week's tournament, the 2025 IIHF Division 2 Group B Women's Ice Hockey World Championships. It's New Zealand versus Türkiye. It's tied at 1 here. This is going to be coming down to the wire. I can feel it with this game, guys.
Yeah, I guess maybe let me jump in here and say we need to go over the scenario again. What has to happen here for Team New Zealand
and Türkiye?
What has to happen for Team Türkiye? For New Zealand, they must win tonight, whether it's in regulation or in overtime. They must win if they want second place.
Silver medal, yeah.
I think, they just have to get the 1 point, really? They're on 9,
yeah,
Ukraine on
if
10.
They tie, then it's head-to-head.
Did I say win in overtime? Okay, they have to get to overtime is what I meant to.
Overtime,
so,
yeah.
Which is incredibly important at the moment, given that it is a tie game, 1-1. So if the score holds exactly as it is through regulation, then they will advance with the silver medal. For Türkiye, we determined that they must win this game
to not be relegated.
Yeah. And that's a win in regulation or overtime.
Okay.
So
that's motivation enough, isn't it?
Other side.
They're playing like a team that's facing relegation, desperation saves in front of the net and everything.
Yeah, both teams definitely have something to play for here. This is not just playing out a tournament. But I guess just to ask, like I was saying before, I think they've got the Türkiye have the legs to survive a little bit more than we saw with Hong Kong, China, and they'll be able to skate this one out. But how do we see this playing out with the changes from the second period? Matt, I think you were saying that they that New Zealand had some options here. As far as the
strategies or what to do
and how to jump forward there. I think we were talking about just getting near the net and something will go in.
Yeah, the end of that period, they were starting to nice cycles down low and finding the player in front of the net, just cutting towards the net. And it's all about the passes. The passes have got to be on the stick for their skill players like Jasmine Horner-Pascoe and Kelly Nelson in front of the net. Kachi Blong, we know she can score from just about anywhere on the ice. But we've seen Elise Savas for Türkiye also being able to score from just about anywhere all tournament. So that's a couple of players to look out for in this final period.
All right, here we go. Puck is dropped. Third period action. Tayyar wins it for Türkiye and given to Savas. Laying that backside up to Tayyar. Poke checked away. Heel backhands it up to Nelson. Nelson gets on top of it. Team New Zealand sending it in. Horner-Pascoe giving chase. Kept in by Nelson. Again, given back to Türkiye, but New Zealand have it again in neutral ice. Horner-Pascoe, 3-on-2 shaping up. Cuts to the middle, nice move. Shot on net and scores! Right away, Team New Zealand scoring, getting a second goal. Jasmine Horner-Pascoe with the wrist shot.
You know, once again, in the first period, I was talking about Horner-Pascoe with the hands. Just cutting through the middle, slicing through the slot, hands, pass through the legs to herself, and then putting herself in a perfect spot for a wrist shot.
Yeah, she's got some very nice mitts. Look at that, through the space between the stick and the skates, and then just goes underneath the pads of Kanat. And that's a great start for the period for New Zealand.
Yeah, if certainly listen to whatever the coaching messages were and executed them perfectly as Turkey dump it in right onto Lachlan Hyde, and she will hold on to it.
I've just noticed, I'm not sure if I was hearing them in that first or second period, but there's some very vocal supporters in behind the Türkiye bench, making themselves well heard in this stadium.
Oh, just on that replay there, fantastic effort by Horner-Pascoe to avoid the second defender's poke check and then take it to the outside and shoot up over the pad, under the blocker. Great placement shot. Score is now 2 to New Zealand, 1 to Türkiye. Early third period. Now Blong curling up the other way. Goes up, gets kind of side hit, but carries on with it. Comes to the middle, shoots. Deflected out wide. Türkiye bringing it up the other way. Arbakan.
Kachi Blong is just such a strong skater, isn't she?
Now passed up again. Ooze had it for a moment. Quickly taken back by Team New Zealand. Shields cutting in with strength and speed as shot. And that is saved and put away to the sideboard by Kanat. Battling forward again is Shields. Türkiye clear. Abby Heel sends it over to Jones, who dumps it in, cross dump. Kiwis team have to clear. Iceferns looking to regroup here. They keep it inside Türkiye's zone, off a skate. Gregory gets clipped. Mills puts it back in the zone. Gregory chases after it. Receives a bit of a hit there from Guksal.
We'll see what she can do in this first second period.
A very good skater from Türkiye. Sanuvia.
Looks like we've got a delayed penalty here.
It could be a stick infraction against Team New Zealand. And again, Sun Yan got taken down.
It'll be go for a hook. And earlier in that, it was Bosbe with a great stick lift that prevented a shot to come in, saving a really good chance for New Zealand and never getting it on net. Good sequence of play by Türkiye.
Well, that's the first penalty against New Zealand this game. So first power play for the Türkiye team to get to work.
Yeah, we'll see if they load up Savas at that top point, looking to get up to it, and they do. Sending it down low into the corner. Guksal puts it back down. Senjan passes up to Yavuz. Back to Senjan. Shot there, and that goes off of a deflection. I think it was off Heel's stick and then off the glass. Türkiye still with it. Yukyukda, hard shot, doesn't clear it all the way through. Hit a body on the way in. Türkiye still with it. Savas, cross ring pass, loaded slap shot there. It scores. Screen there as Tayyar scoring on the power play. Is Turkey equalizing this game? Back up 2 apiece.
Yeah, there was just way too much traffic in front for Lachlan Hyde to be able to see that one. But good puck movement around by Türkiye. I honestly thought Savas was going to take a shot here. She's just such a good shot, but elects to pass across. And it's 4 bodies in front of Lachlan Hyde there.
Yeah, we couldn't even see the puck as that went through. There was just no way to expect any kind of a save there. And the puck was by before anybody knew it.
So we are locked at number 2. 2-2 is the score. 17:07 left in third period action. Otipoti Dunedin. A lot more to come. Bog stops up with it. Team New Zealand gets in Türkiye's zone. Puck at the point. Abby Heel. Spin around the backhand. Down low to Hansen. Trying to get through 2 Türkiye players. They converge on her. She gets it in the middle. Takes a wrist shot. That is diving blocked by Türkiye defender Bosbe.
That's been a theme of the night for the Türkiye. Just diving, desperation, get in front of the pucks.
They're getting back to position, but they just collide to each other there. A bit of miscommunication as Tayyar going back to tidy things up. Yavuz pins it up against the boards. Doesn't get it through the zone. Jones stops it at the line. Passes it into Malari. Malari in the middle. Out of the reach of Gregory.
Had it on his stick, lost it. It's just that close.
Yeah, Gregory just not expecting to pull the trigger there. She had a great chance.
Guksal, good skating here. Gutting through all the way in. That's a shot on net. Rebound. Saved twice by Hyde. In the middle. Slap shot hard. Blocked by a Türkiye player. Another shot here. Blocked by New Zealand. Pretty lucky to get out of that sequence of play. Türkiye turning up the heat here with their attacking counter. Abby Heel backhands it up the middle. Directly to Türkiye Erasci. Now going back for it is Ouz. Ouz loading it up. Gets up that right side. Gains inside the line. Nice move, cut in. Taken down. Staying down. And Team New Zealand trying to get out of their zone. They do. Warner Pascoe, 1-on-2. Looking for someone. Does it go by herself? Nice move again. Cuts in, backhand, forehand. Oh, and it just stopped there by Kanat. No whistle. Yes, we do have a whistle. Desperately trying to get at it was Warner Pascoe, I think, wanting a whistle.
Stretching that
Stretching
stick out while she was on her knees.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted to get caught because she was out of gas from that big hustle from her zone all the way to the other zone. Look at this. Up top. My goodness, right up towards the face.
Yeah, that
as
was...
Chukmuk takes one.
And
Türkiye with another chance there. My, oh my. Fast and furious here tonight.
bit of a delay here as the goaltender needed a little bit of equipment check. And it looks like we are ready to go here as Cannot is ready in goal.
Horner Pasco having a really good game here out there with Nelson and Judy Heel. Now New Zealand, Lilly up the middle. Heel with a bit of a break, doesn't get it. Nelson
Nice
keeps it in. New Zealand pressuring a bit here. Horner Pasco makes a good move. To Heel, back to Horner Pasco in the middle, looking for it. New Zealand shooting. Oh, and that is saved nicely there by Cannot, cutting the angle, really scrambling. Türkiye holding on here. Heel. It's Team New Zealand ramping it up. Bit of a cycle going. Back to Heel, up the boards to Cross. Cross sends it back down low. Horner Pasco collects it in behind the net. Kiwis dictating play. Oh, and they pass it and gives it to a defender as Nelson went down. But they get it back. Heel behind the net, looking to center. To Horner Pasco, pass to Nelson. Probably could have shot it or one-timed it. Another pass in front, redirect, shot, Heel, trying again. They shoot, and a great save in front as Nelson is absolutely robbed by Cannot.
What a shift of saves by Cannot. She was making some blinders. There was a lot of opportunities for New Zealand in front from about 3-4 feet out, and she just kept them out somehow.
A lot of shots being generated by Team New Zealand.
New Zealand needing an inside pass here to beat Cannot. They keep going out to the corners. As soon as they take some passes directly behind the net, they'll see some success.
Savas trying to break through, but great defensive play by Rachel Richmond. Holding very well, blocking that shot attempt. A bit of an underrated stat that may or may not always be kept. Türkiye sending it up the boards. Awkward bounce off the sideboard. Harlan Murray gets after it. Türkiye, Yavuz sends it up the boards. Pressured by Hefford. Two Kiwi players on it. Hit from the back a little bit was Türkiye. Really, aggressive hit there from the back. Nothing called as Sejan showing a bit of pressure as two Kiwis down and Türkiye comes in. High, hard shot by Tayar. Hyde elects to play it.
It's one of those situations where the fishbowl really pays off. Otherwise, she eats that board.
Yeah, Blong, 1-on-4. Does some curl back up to the top, cuts to the middle. Looking to get a shot, does. Off the blocker, puck there, and cleared quickly by Türkiye.
Good save there. Cannot in the right position and going across, tracking across the crease well.
Already has 34 saves in this contest. One breakthrough. Here comes Jones. Wrist shot from the point. Sends it in. The puck is there. Being tied up is Blong. Milari has it. Looking to wrap it around. Doesn't. Cuts back in the middle. Takes a shot. Low hard, and that's steered away. I cannot. Pass to the middle. Milari shot, and another great save by Cannot.
It was a bit more of a redirection, but that was one of those inside passes where you see a cutting center going, or more of an F1 just kind of cutting up the slot. That is exactly how you beat Cannot tonight. If you continue to push it out to the corners, it's going to give everybody some time. In this case, you don't give Cannot time, you will get a good chance.
Generating lots of chances is Team New Zealand. 2-2 is the scoreline. 12-11 in the third period. Last game of this tournament here in Otipoti, Dunedin. And Guksao gets it up to, nope, that's past them, and Team New Zealand forced to go back. And across. Pressured in the corner by Geddes. Good skating there by New Zealand. Up to Mills. Mills up the middle to Shields off the skate. Forcing LSG to go back and collect. Türkiye breaking it up. They have it in neutral ice area. Good stick lift there. Hustle on the back check by Team New Zealand. Shields winning that or earning that puck back. Bit of back and forth here. Puck right in front of the IIHF logos. Türkiye, Yavuz. Gains over center, dumps it in, chases by herself. Hyde plays the puck. Hollier skates it up well to Horner Pascoe. Cuts to the middle, takes a wrist shot, and that is gloved. Now an offensive zone faceoff for Team New Zealand.
What are we, just under halfway through this third period? Teams tied at 2. How long before they start to feel the pressure and things start to get a bit different? And who was going to crack first?
And that's it. Like if you look at the wall or brick wall that's Connacht, if they're bricks and you're referencing cracking, there's already been 40 shots at that wall, so certainly there will be some holes at some point, you got to think. Horner Pascoe passes it down low to Heel. Heel coming away with it from the corner. Kiwis try to keep it in, get their feet taken out from underneath. As Bosbay in front there, shot, doesn't, and gets absolutely crushed from the back.
That will be a penalty.
That is going to be a penalty to Savas, possibly a game-saving penalty as well. But very dangerous, hitting from the back and sending one of the New Zealand players into the goal, kind of bending them backwards.
I think that was Judy Hill that took that one in the face on the crossbar.
Yeah,
that's just a collision there as Bosbay took the feet out of the Kiwi defender at the line. Then play continued, shot to there.
Right there.
And right there, there it is. Oh, from the back, that's dangerous. Referee, good position to make that call.
And that will be a 2 minutes for interference officially, the call on that one.
So Team New Zealand on the power play. Long with it, up top to Jones. First unit power play, going to work. Long one-time shot, and it's in! One-timer works a treat. What a ripper.
There it is. The play from Jamie Jones across the cut-your block in her favourite spot tonight. She's been posted up there all game long on the power play, and she got one through finally.
Second of the game.
Yeah, and if we can see this, the puck flutters here right at the
on
edge.
edge. Because it has to be lifted a little bit to get over the defender's stick. Right away, one time on edge. Was that 5-hole? Or did she get it cross-side?
It definitely seemed flat on the ice.
Oh, it bobbled. It seemed to jump a little bit too and get right through Connacht. So we have a 3 goals to New Zealand and 2 to Turkey. So a 1-goal lead, Team New Zealand.
They need to be very vigilant in the next 30 seconds here because New Zealand's been prone to giving up goals after goals.
So being buoyed with confidence, potentially overconfidence, but this is when they need a bit more defensive structure and composure. Right, Malari takes it away now from the falling Turkish player. Malari pass in front, that's diving, that's blocked by LSG, playing well defensively. Now Richmond from the point, down to Malari. Türkiye trying to send it out of the zone. Sejan on that sideboard. Goes up the middle. Saucer pass. Nice up to Savas. Savas 1-on-2. Goes to the outside. Curls up. Goes to the point player.
Nice stick
check by Malari. Yes, well done. Savas gets it back, puts it up the wall. Sejan. Back to Taya. Up to Yavuz. Yavuz on the backhand, shielding it. And that pass doesn't reach the defender and goes out of the zone, forcing Türkiye to go back. That's Bosbay. Off the boards. Good positional play here from Turkey. They have it again in the middle. Sejan wrist shots it in. Maybe a cross-drink dump. Cross kind of gets the elbow up on Tayar. Maybe a bit oversold. Now, up the middle is Mills. Cutting in. Likes to shoot it. That is sticked away. And Türkiye trying to get it out. There's their captain again, Tayar.
Sliding and diving for Türkiye a lot here, just out of desperation mostly.
Great defensive play by Horner Pascoe, getting a stick on that shot and taking it right away and stopping up just inside the blue line. To Heel, Judy Heel cuts in the middle, kind of mishandles the puck at the not a good moment. Ooze. Hassled by Heel. Up to Badger. Badger. Up to Geddes. Geddes. Knocked off the puck by Jones. Great defensive play there. Sends it up to Heel. Heel couldn't hold it. Puck shot towards the net, forcing Hyde to make a save. What a dangerous play there, as there were a few people in front of the net. Hyde elects to hold on to it.
Yeah, just a shot from the point, looking for a little tip in front. The stick was just about a foot away from it. One thing that I really think New Zealand need to be being aware of with now 7.5 minutes coming back is the breakouts and making sure they've got a good hard back check coming through, especially against players like Savard.
Yeah, who have the speed and talent to burn them one-on-one. At this level, you got to be very careful, especially with 1-goal leads, as we have currently, as the next goal, if there is another goal, is crucial for either side. Savast forced on the back end. 2 on it. Kiwis pressuring. Blong going after it here. Türkiye. Bit on the heels, Taya. Trying to come out of the zone cleanly. Sends it up to Savas. Gains entry of the zone. Knocking one of the sticks out of the New Zealanders' hands. Given away behind the net. Taya, centering pass. Aptly put away by Katja Blong with a good stick poke check. Sending them the other way. 2-on-2, Malari cutting in the middle with it. Still holding onto it. Lacking to shoot it, no. Pass in front. And Savas intercepts and takes it. Up to Sejan. Sejan, drop pass to Yavuz. Back down to Sejan. Lily meets her. Separates the body from the puck, gets the puck. Lily takes a shot from far range. And on it is Hefford. Hefford pass in front, nope, whiffs on the pass. Gets it again. Puck is tied up in the skates, right in behind the net. 2 Türkiye players right on Hefford, 1 supporting player by New Zealand. Wraparound attempt, and Kanat is there to hold on, and we have a whistle.
That's exactly what New Zealand needs at this point. They are possessing the puck as much as they can, keeping it, holding it deep. And when they are getting shot against, they're trying to get those shots to come from long positions without any garbage in front of the net, because they don't want redirects. That's one thing that they're trying to avoid right here. So going to plan for New Zealand, Türkiye really having to organize a little better in the offensive third if they want to get that matching goal.
So we've got 6 minutes remaining in this third period. Türkiye sending the puck the length of the ice, and they are charged with an icing. And they're not able to make that change as Guksal gets told to come back onto the ice surface, and they have a defensive zone faceoff.
Now they're going to move it over to the right side here, which is going to be interesting as Shields is going to try to pull this one back and then hold on to it.
Very strong on the faceoffs of Shields, and they do win it.
Yep.
Back to Jones. Passes it down low.
And they need to be careful not to park the bus here. They need to be offensive without giving up a strong counterattack to Türkiye.
That's Hope Gregory with it. Passing it up top. That's Heel with the wrist shot. Doesn't get through, and then it's saved with the right pad by Kanat.
Might have got redirected on the way in.
Shields with a shot too. And Türkiye got a stick on that, sending the puck into the corner. Team New Zealand still on top of it. Mills to Jones. Jones elects to use Shields on the side. Shields with it down the boards. 2 Türkiye players converging on the puck carrier. Again, New Zealand needs to get some support players on to help with that. They still have control of the puck. Gregory drops it to Jones. Good cycling here from the Kiwis. Pass in front. Oh, no. Gregory couldn't redirect that towards the net. Had a good look, though. Still with it, though, are the Kiwis. Abby Heel to Gregory to Jones. Lots of good movement. Pass in front. Gregory with a wrist shot. And that is saved by Kanat, and we get another stoppage.
Bit of a moving screen as Gregory took that shot. The defense was streaking across in front. And again, New Zealand doing a good job of just holding possession down in the right end of the ice, making the Türkiye team tired and really forcing them to go all the way. But they're going to score here, all the way up ice.
Now, Heel had a good chance there, too.
Team New Zealand also knows the ice ferns, keeping the puck in, forcing Turkey, keeping it inside their zone. The clock is a bit of the enemy, though, as well. 4 minutes 20. will we see a timeout from either side as we are under 5 minutes remaining in this matchup? Current scoreline, 3 goals to Team New Zealand, 2 to Turkey. Nelson. Pressuring here. Tayyar sending it back to Sabas. Puts it up the boards to Tayyar. Again, dispossessed of it. Nelson up to Heel. Making a quick play to Horner Pasco. It's a wise move. Got a hot stick at the moment. Shoots it wide. Richmond. Shielding that puck well, using some strength. Passing in front, but that's a player from the other team, and that is not the one you want to give it to. So Richmond needs some help. Gets in the middle. Nelson spins with a shot. Getting held. Things are real tight out there. Richmond puts it down. Horner Pasco. Malari with it now. Cutting in the middle. Nice hands. Oh, and that does a little bit too far of a pass for Richmond. And Sabas comes up the other way. Hollier. 3 minutes 10. Gets tripped up.
Yes.
There will be a tripping penalty on that as Savas got a little bit aggressive. Too much. Took out the feet from Hollier. Not the best timing. 3 minutes 6 left in the third period. Oh my goodness. 2 minute power play to Team New Zealand.
Yeah, see it there. Just get the stick in there.
In the offensive zone. Oh, that is not what you want at this point in the game. Coaches, that's a nightmare for them.
Yeah, Savas taking a chance there. She's trying to do anything she can in a desperate situation and ends up getting skate, and that's going to cost them 2 minutes. They do get a little bit of an advantage because they can just fire on net here, but it's from a distance, and they're in some deep trouble as they're having a heck of a time getting out of their back third.
Horner Pasco with a shot that goes off a shin pad. Down in the corner is Helen Murray. Up to Richmond. Richmond back to Murray. It's out of her reach, and then she's battling for it. Kind of on the blue face-off, the dot there. Richmond across to Horner Pasco. Down to Malari. Looking for an option. Takes a pass. Oh, it's right to the stick of Murray. Tries to settle it down. Up to Richmond now. Try to force it through. Not able to get it there. And Team Türkiye sends it the length of the ice. Puck put up to the board. That's to Malari. Malari wants to go back so they can set things up. Over to Richmond. Streaks down that left side. Türkiye holding their box. Formation. Team New Zealand trying to get it in front, and they do. Backhand there. Saved by Kanat. No one on this back right-hand side for Team New Zealand, and they're able to clear as Tayyar. Nice maneuver here. 1 against 3. Keeping it in New Zealand zone. Forcing Pasco to go back. Now Malari with it. 2
players up for Türkiye. They really do need to take a chance here and try to get a turnover. But
yep,
like you say, it is dangerous.
Comes the other way. Now Nelson streaks to the outside. Cuts in. Takes a shot. Saved by Kanak. Lily here with it now. Pass down low. Nelson. Second half of this power play. Pass down to Horner Pasco. Horner Pasco pass in front all the way through everyone.
Haven't seen Kachablong out there on the power play so far.
Here comes Nelson, right down the middle. Does she shoot it? Yes, she does. Oh, over the glass and the net. Not over the glass, over the net, hits the glass. Pinching is Jones. That's taken by Yavuz.
60 seconds left.
To a streaking Savas, who was just out of the penalty box. Shot there. And now Heel with it, breaking up the other way. Last minute of the game. Hansen, one-on-one. Pass over to Heel. Heel has it taken away. Great back-checking by Yavuz. Keep an eye on the goaltender for Team Türkiye as well. Savas coming in. Over the line. Shot there. Wide behind the net. It's on the net. No, it's loose. Will New Zealand clear? Here they go. 30 seconds left. Kachablong, 1-on-none. Can she get it? Shot and saved by Kanat. Timely save there. 48th shot of the game. Another opportunity for Blanc. Cuts in the middle, shot, and that just goes wide.
15 seconds remaining in the game. New Zealand with the puck.
They just need to hold on to this for a silver medal.
If they can keep it in Türkiye's zone. Counting it down to about 5 seconds. Türkiye up the wall. Taking a last-minute shot from way out, and Hyde makes the save, securing Team New Zealand a silver medal. They win it 3-2 over Türkiye. What a performance.
But a fantastic performance in that third period. Just all the credit in the world to the team and the coaching staff for making the adjustments they needed to make in the third period. New Zealand doing a great job of controlling the puck, controlling the offense, controlling the middle third, and then keeping pressure on Türkiye the entire time. They gave it everything. Türkiye, you can see it. You can, if we take a look at them now, they're exhausted. Their goaltender's exhausted. The team really hurting right now. But Türkiye gave it everything they had and held it to a one-goal game. And even though the strategy was perfectly aligned, it was really, everything was kind of falling for Turkey. They were this close to pushing this to overtime, even with that last shot. They really had.
They were in it all the way through.
They were in it the whole way, but it was New Zealand in the end with the pressure that Türkiye just could not handle at this level.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes was pretty much all New Zealand. It's the puck position, the puck collection, the fighting battles on the boards. They were winning just about every single battle. And every time the Türkiye player had the puck and looked to make a breakout, a New Zealand player was right on them. There was just no time for them to make those clean passes up the ice. It just wasn't happening. So we're gonna go to the Player of the Day presentations, I believe, and the Player of the Tournament presentation as well for both teams.
That is correct, and we will have the winning team's national anthem played, and then we will head into the major awards as well as a closing ceremony procedures, which we will update you as they happen.
Yeah, New Zealand will be feeling very happy that it wasn't an easy game by any shot. They had to play hard. They earned their spot on the podium there, second place. Well done to them. Very well done.
Yeah, they've got to be pretty pleased with their overall efforts in this tournament. What a great game yesterday evening as well against Australia, all the way through, forcing overtime. Unfortunately, going down in a shootout, but man, they had earned this game tonight, pushing Türkiye all the way to the limit, putting almost 50 shots on net. Like it was not super pretty in that first period, I must admit, but after that, they had certainly improved. So they're just announcing player of the game for both sides here.
And if you want to wait around a little bit, you can already see the Ukraine team about ready to come out. Australia will come out. We'll have a medal ceremony after the formalities of this game are finished.
So a player of the game for Türkiye, number 9, Sejan, receiving the official Kiwi mascot, and player of the game memorabilia. I believe it's a medal of sorts with the game and time. PowerShell medallion. There we are. That is what is. Player of the game, aptly deserved. Number 23, Jasmine Horner-Pascoe.
Yeah, honestly, there's no other choice here. Horner-Pascoe had just a fantastic afternoon and just a pure display of skill throughout the afternoon.
Yes, for sure. And the tournament, really. She's had a fantastic overall tournament, putting her skill set on display with excellent hands, great shooting, passing, like very good package all the way around. A fantastic contributor to Team New Zealand.
Those were the players of the game. Now we go on to the player of the tournament for each team.
These will be presented by the International Ice Hockey Federation President, Luc Tardif. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Tardif. On peut parler en français, si vous voulez.
It's more than I would have been able to say, Ian.
Yeah, you got me beat.
That's all that French immersion. Thanks, Mom and Dad. So number 4 from Team Türkiye, Yavuz, has been presented as player of the tournament for Team Türkiye.
Well done to her. She must have impressed the people who make these decisions with her good play throughout the tournament, and probably
She had at least 2 points in the 4 games, and I don't know if she had a point tonight. Number 19, Team New Zealand, Katia Blom.
well deserved. Top goal scorer for New Zealand. 2 here tonight, driving the team forward through most of those games with her solid play and very, very fast skating.
Yeah, an instant offense. When she was able to get the puck on her stick and had just the slightest bit of clearance, any goalie would have been scared of her slap shot or wrister. Just pinpoint accuracy throughout the tournament. No surprise there for the award.
Yeah, well deserved. So I believe now we will be listening to Team New Zealand's anthem. Very heartwarming to hear the anthem at home.
They must be so proud of themselves to be able to get a medal here on home ice for the first time in 12 years.
And it's been no fluke either. They've put on good performances, and when they've had tough stretches, they've managed to figure out what they need to do it, and execute it and get the result.
Absolutely, and not only that, they have made some really good learnings throughout this tournament by adjusting each game. So game to game, they have made some adjustments against their opposition from the games before, and that is a sign of a really mentally mature team, even though the average age is what, like 20, 25. It's been fantastic to see their mental maturity and their growth in both that aspect as well as their on-ice performance and play.
Yeah, there's been a couple of games that stand out for me just to prove the middle of the team. The first game up against Ukraine, there's a big crowd in, got forced to overtime and got the W there. And then the game against Hong Kong, China, where they went down 2-0 very early in the game.
Showed some mettle.
Had to dig deep. Had to dig really deep to come back. So full credit to the coaching staff. Head coach Brooke Petrone, assistant coach Brittany Carroll, and Andrew Spiller as well. Doing a good job on the bench, getting the team forward. Other people involved in the team, Rebecca Dobson, general manager, Madison Hooper probably doing a great job as physiotherapist. A lot of strains after a long week-long tournament like that.
Key position.
Kellyanne Schultz as well. They all deserve the medals that they're going to receive tonight.
Absolutely. So it is that team effort, literally, isn't it? That you see the team on the ice, and you often, that's who we're commentating on and we see. But man, oh man, it does take a village. And here we are. Here's Team Türkiye salutes their fans as well as Team New Zealand, the Ice Ferns, getting a rousing thank you very much all the way around. Well done to Team New Zealand and Team Türkiye. As Team Türkiye is exiting the ice surface, it looks like we're going to be starting the closing ceremonies momentarily.
Let me jump in here. There are 2 things I want to address that are always important. First of all, the referees, the volunteers, the third team on the ice, everybody who makes this possible. There are so many people that put a lot of hours into this. It's a lot of what feels like thankless hours at times. Even just parents getting kids to the rink, things like that. It is how ice hockey grows, and it's how ice hockey grows in New Zealand. That always deserves to be called out. And, the other side of things, there are a lot of volunteers and organizers just here in Dunedin that have put this show on, and they'll put on the men's show here in a week as well. Couldn't do it without them, and we want to thank all the parents, all the volunteers, growing ice hockey in New Zealand. Just a tremendous show to see this tournament and how much it's grown since it was last year too.
Yeah. I want to do a quick shout out to a player on the New Zealand Ice Ferns team who we never mentioned once this whole tournament, and that's because she never got on the ice. Unfortunately for her, Kate Fresnel injured her finger in the warm-up game against Ukraine 3 days before the tournament, and so she never got to play. Unfortunately for her, she didn't get to play on home ice. She's a Dunedin local.
She's out there now.
She's out there now. She will be presented with a medal, and she's getting led out very gingerly onto the ice by one of the
teammates. Look like Lydia Hansen's holding on to her pretty tight.
Yeah, pretty tight.
Make sure she's not going to fall down and cause any further injury.
That's right. So
like they're all part of the team, right? Like it's just unfortunate that injuries do happen, but all are contributing to what makes a team tick.
So we've got Team Ukraine out there, we've got Team Australia out there, the gold medal winners Team Australia and the bronze medalist Ukraine, who put themselves in a position today to get that silver medal. They won the game they needed to against Hong Kong, China earlier on, and they were probably watching this game, probably feeling that it might happen for them with Team Türkiye getting to 2-2 and looking pretty dangerous for parts of that game. So
that's the neat part about these tournaments. Even though there's 6 teams and it feels like, you kind of separate some of the teams as you go through the week, it always comes down to the last day, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, each game had some weight on it. Hong Kong, China, they were playing to stay out of the relegation zone.
Yep.
Türkiye tonight playing to avoid relegation, and the Ukraine putting themselves in a position to get silver.
So they are announcing these are one of the major awards. I'm sorry, I did not catch the name entirely for who that was. We'll get that confirmation shortly.
These will be the MVP, most
It'll
goals,
be
or
best forward,
best
defender, top goalkeeper. Those 3 awards.
I believe it's usually top forward, defender, then goalkeeper.
This is the best defender, Team New Zealand, number 9, the captain, Jamie Jones. Tina Pai, Jamie, fantastic effort.
Hard mahi to work to get that award.
Oh, absolutely, she'll be wrapped. And certainly someone who has put in an awful lot of effort and is being rewarded here. Wonderful to see.
She's being awarded, but she has earned that in every way during this tournament.
This must be the best forward, number 12 from Team Ukraine. I believe it's Marchuk, Valeria Manchuk, that's right.
Which that also that was King for
Sasha
goaltender.
King.
Sasha King for the
top goaltender
for Australia.
Congratulations to all those players. Wonderful tournament from all of them. Well-deserved recognition for their efforts.
Very good to see all of the respect from Team Ukraine, Team New Zealand, and Team Australia, saluting those 3 individuals. And I believe now we will have the presentation of the medals. They are now going to be awarding the bronze medals. Team Ukraine.
I think Team Ukraine definitely showed that this is their level. They were promoted this year from Division 3, coming on up to Division 2. You'd expect that they might struggle against some of the other teams, but from the very outset, that first game against Team New Zealand, they showed they were here to play, and they were fast, they were quick on pucks, and they knew how to score goals.
Yeah, and it's not a fluke either for them. The warm-up game went to overtime. The first game of the tournament went to overtime. Ukraine fell in both of those in overtime, which is one of the reasons that they actually were able to jump up to where they are in bronze. But they belong in this division. There's no question about that.
Yeah, very well coached, great organized play. Every single player has certainly a high skill set too, and a young team.
Oh, we've got the updated final standings here on the screen for you. So Ukraine with 10 points, getting well clear of Belgium as Belgium fell to Australia this afternoon as well. So a strong showing from Ukraine. And as we were talking about, they were right there to catch the silver medal if New Zealand tripped up. And that was not a for sure thing after we saw this game. So Ukraine
earned that bronze medal.
They certainly did.
And then you see Team New Zealand in there with 12 points. They're 5 games played, 3 wins, an overtime win, an overtime loss. So quite a good result. And then Team Australia having all the, 3 times 4 wins with 12 points plus the 2 from the shootout win, sitting on 14, rounding out the points table.
And as Ukraine goes around the circle here, it'll be New Zealand next to pick up their silver medals after the presentation of the bronze trophy to the team.
And there's a lovely bit of silverware to go in the cabinet back in the Ukraine Ice Hockey headquarters. The trophy for 3rd place.
They got a nice rousing cheer. They're rapt about that. Congratulations, Team Ukraine, bronze medal winners.
Yeah, they've had a solid little crew of support here all week as well. You can see how much it means to them. Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Now awarding silver medals.
This should be a little bit quicker with the skates on. They can breeze past.
That's true.
They're like doing a flyby, like they've scored a goal. Fist bumps all the way.
We'll see if they do the handshakes or if they do the high fives. I noticed that towards the end, some of the players were doing high fives. They were speeding through the lineup. It can be a bit more challenging if you've ever been in that situation, and I know I have, where you have to shake hands for the opposition that may have just beaten you or you've beaten them, and there might still be a bit of animosity there, or you're not processing through all those emotions yet. You haven't really gotten over all of it. It doesn't always sink in right away, and these are ceremonies that we may think they take a long time, but they go by fairly quickly, but they mean an awful lot. So you want to give each person their moment, and it is well deserved.
I've been lucky enough to be on the ice for some of the National League here when they give out those medals, and I think the funniest part for me is somebody who's on the ice either doing an interview or actually getting a camera shot is you don't realize when you step out onto the ice with regular shoes how much taller everybody gets. So when they start putting the medals on some of the larger individuals, they really have to exert some effort to get it on them, but no problems so far, just something to watch for. And the captain coming around with some high fives with the Australians.
Yeah, special moment for all these women out here. Some like Helen Murray. This is her last tournament.
IIHF tournament.
She's made her intentions clear that she won't be coming back next year. So this is something to soak in and just drink in the emotions, drink in the support from the crowd, the love from your team, and the other players involved in the tournament. Makes me a little jealous, but we've had a lot of fun up here too, boys, haven't we?
100%.
And there she is with the hardware, the silver second place trophy. Hard won. And well done by the Ice Ferns. You know, some of the discussion that we've had off air, guys, we've talked about how tough it is sometimes for the Ice Ferns and for the Ice Blacks to travel to some of these tournaments, particularly because there's a large time zone difference. It's been interesting to see how the teams have adjusted in 2B to come here. I know it seemed like some of the teams adjusted pretty well. Some of them took a little while to get going, and that's one of those things that you sometimes have a little bit of an advantage at home, especially with the home cooking and getting a chance to stay there. And I think from my viewpoint, New Zealand made the most of that.
As you would too. It's really good to have and host your own tournament. To host an IIHF tournament at home, because you should be able to bring the best of the best that you have, and you're competing against the best in the world.
And Australia not being too far away, that helps them as well. And it really led to such a cinematic showdown last night. That was a lot of fun to watch. And as the Australians go by and pick up their gold medals, they gingerly walk in regular shoes past both teams.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see, actually, guys, where next year's women's IIHF tournament potentially could be held, based on these three teams, as well as who does come down from Division Group 2A and who comes up from Division 3. I think it was talked on that it might be Lithuania and Mexico. I'll have to double check and confirm that.
Yep, we got thumbs up on that.
That is correct. So it looks like they would go to a ballot. There would be a voting process for teams to enter into to host.
Australian coaches receiving their medals. Last players making their way around.
Former Ice Black and my old teammate Jaden Pine Murphy is one of the assistant coaches for Team Australia. I'm not sure entirely how he feels. He might be pretty rapt to be receiving a medal, a gold medal. I'm sure he is. I know that when we played, not when he played, he didn't earn a silver medal, but when I did, we did. Anyway, he's now got a gold medal as a coach. Maybe someday it might turn around. It could be another way.
That was a very specific clarification.
Sorry, yeah, I know. I apologize to all the viewers and listeners out there. That was diabolical on your eardrums. Not just, some of my thought process coming out loud. He's a goaltender. He started as training the goaltenders over in Australia, in Melbourne, and then worked her way up, and now he's an assistant coach. He originally played some inline out of New Plymouth.
Oh, wow. That's an inline hot beat up there, isn't it? Central North Island. Final award coming soon.
So we have some words from Ice Hockey New Zealand President, Mr. Andy Mills.
Firstly, I'd like to say what an amazing, amazing tournament we've had. What an amazing tournament we've had this week, and unfortunately it's come to an end. Women's hockey is reaching new heights every year, and I'd encourage every country and M&A to support their women's program and get it even higher in the future. Mr. Tardif, I'd like to thank you for your belief in Ice Hockey New Zealand and your support for many years, and particularly this tournament, and your belief that we could host in Dunedin. and I think we've proved that we can host again. Thank you for all our supporters, not just our New Zealand supporters, our supporters that have come to support Ukraine, Australia, from around the globe. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, thank you, Vistus, for your support, our medical crew, and our referee supervisors for coming so far. But one thing I'd like to really thank is our players, because without you, we haven't got a tournament. You've all been absolutely fantastic. The way you've hit the ice, the way your sportsmanship has been incredible, and I'm sure there's lots of friends being made. Without further ado, I hand you over to Mr. Luke Tardif.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I would like to say thank you to the City of Dunedin, to the Olympic Committee, New Zealand Olympic Committee, and New Zealand Sport for the help and make possible this event. But also the Association of New Zealand Ice Hockey and the organization committee and all the volunteers. I think they need a hand for the work done during this week. What is important is I wanted to come here that IIHF is really convinced about the future of the women hockey. First, we saw this during this week, some fantastic game, and I really believe that all of you, you're happy to finally play a World Championship, and believe me, IIHF will always be by your side. You told me that you're ready to organize another one, but I want to make sure you don't forget next week you organize another one. Congratulations for the winner, but also I think during this tournament there is only one winner, that's female ice hockey, international ice hockey. I will, before to give the trophy, I will let the last word to visitors. I would like also to say thank you to the staff of IIHF who was there the whole week. And visitors, you've got the last word to close this World Championship 2025.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Almost everything has been said. Few more words. Thank you, of course, players, teams, coaches, staff, but thank you all parents. Thank you all citizens of New Zealand. Thank you, Dunedin citizens, for your great, great, great hospitality. We will always remember your warm welcome and your warm hospitality. Thank you very, very much. And I know that everyone, champions, would like to see the cup. Officially, I declare tournament closed, and now it's time for anthem of the winning team.
So we will be hearing the national anthem of the gold medal winning team, Australia. So now they are awarding the gold medal plaque trophy.
Trophy?
Is it?
And that's Samantha Cochran out there accepting that.
Stephanie Cochran.
Stephanie Cochran. Sorry.
Clearly a happy bunch, as you would expect.
As you would expect. And they knew all the words.
Well, kia ora whanau again. Thank you very, very much for all of your support out there from wherever you are in the world, whether you're here in Aotearoa, this beautiful nation that has put on this display of women's ice hockey, which is phenomenal. We hope it continues to grow, not just here within Aotearoa, but also all around the globe. Yeah, anything you guys want to close off with that, Matt?
Well, it's funny when he says, Matt, you don't really know. But I want to close with, I've been absolutely thrilled with the way this tournament's been run, the way that it's actually occurred. It's been tight, the competition excellent. And I'm excited for a week from now when we do it again. That's what he was referencing. The men are here, and we get started all over again, and I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, and I just want to say what a big thank you for everyone watching. It's been a pleasure to bring you this tournament. It's been absolutely outstanding from the ground up, all the volunteers and all the players coming out, putting on a fantastic show for everyone out there to have a watch. Yeah, I'm just really happy to be part of it.
Fantastic. So happy Easter. Enjoy all the hockey out there. And on behalf of all our production crew, myself, Ian Wanamaker, Matt Whiffen, Matt Chavez, ka kite anō, stay safe out there.